Right, should we just bring it in? Should we just start?
Yeah, boy.
Never.
Never. We're never gonna start it. Speaking of never starting, welcome to episode 17 of the Off the Shelf Hobby Podcast. I'm your host for today's episode, GazOfAllTrades, joined by
That's a
Alex.
whole lot of episodes. I'm the man himself, George.
Gorg.
I guess.
And I'm surprised we're still here.
Harsh.
You're not wrong, actually. To be fair, I mean, okay. I want to point out as well. I didn't put the last episode up on the podcast on Spotify. I was so busy, I forgot.
Oh,
So wait, no, this is good. Now we've got a backlog.
yeah, we got a backlog. Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
we? Because it's
Actually,
to be fair, a lot of that episode was just us saying like, Warhammer Fest is happening. What the fuck is it gonna be? But now we've got the Warhammer Fest
no.
has happened.
Wait, I remember not last week's. Wait, do you mean not last week? The week before?
Yes, week before. Actually, no,
We didn't
I
do one
must
last
have put
week.
it up. Yeah, I must have put it up. I'm checking
Because
Spotify
we didn't do
real
one last
quick.
week.
I'm checking Spotify real fast. Give me a sec.
The Gash's name's the same. What are you on about?
No. It's just called Nagash.
When
It's
did we
not.
talk about LARP stuff?
No. I mean, like when all the rules refer to him.
When did we talk about LARP stuff? Was that 2 weeks? Was that the one before Warhammer Fest or no? I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think.
I
I think
don't
so.
fucking know.
Because there might be a lull in rules.
Okay, I think we're on episode 16 then. I think we're forward. Fuck it. Whatever. It's an episode of the podcast. You've seen it before.
Mm.
But what we're talking about today is stuff that everybody has seen before, and we talked about a lot last week. With, obviously, we're doing the co-streams, which went very successfully. Thank you all for everyone who came to hang out during a lot of those, because it was quite fun. And what a week it was. We had memes, we had the most flaccid, that's the word I described it, flaccid 40k reveals.
Gross.
it's just how 40k reveals be.
That's true. And the Sigmar ones were pretty banging. Well, I mean, the vampires hit a little less hard now. We'll go into that, but that's going to be at the second half. We're going to deal with all the other cool shit first.
Couldn't disagree more. But carry on.
Okay, well, we'll get to that because this is a good discussion we're gonna have because we'll get into it. So yeah, first off, how is everybody? Everybody's all good. Did you enjoy Warhammer Fest?
Good, actually, yeah.
Yeah, third edition. There wasn't enough information about third edition.
Fuck
Third
up that
edition.
Age of Sigmar simply just doesn't have any books.
Yeah, it's kind of sad.
Yeah, but that's because third edition, though, right?
Yeah.
There's no point reading a new story from Black Library until
What's the
the
name of the
edition
new
comes out.
Earthquake guy?
Oh, Kragnos.
You got-
Kragnos.
Kragnos. Fucking love that boy.
He looks fucking cool.
Pretty
Love
cool.
that model.
One thing
It's
I
gonna
want to
be
point out, right?
impossible
Because
to
speaking of books, right? I can't read. We've had discussions at length about the fact I can't read, and I'm trying to get into, at least find initial flavors of lore to kind of get attached to. And I'm starting Stormcast with third edition, and I'm going to be doing the Hallowed Knights.
To start with Soul Wars.
Yeah, I know. To be fair, Soul Wars is the book I definitely want to read. But
Soul
I
Wars
want to point out,
so far.
because Age of Sigmar has such a stigma against it, that it's actually really difficult to find good lore videos.
2+ Tough done.
Because actually, I
2+
went to
Tough
2+
does
Stuff, but his
Banging videos.
yeah, his annoyingly though, the Stormcast one was from like 3 years ago.
It's
so.
because they haven't particularly changed, and all of their
Changed.
lore is
Is it still relevant?
it's in novels most of the time.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
okay.
all of it is.
Okay, because
You
when
wanna-
I saw that, I'm like, I don't know what's changed. I want something that's recent, and I found it was Oculus Imperial. I think that's the name of his channel. Who I've seen on Twitter a few times, but he does a super fucking good, just summary video of the Stormcast, and I was watching it last night in bed. I want more Stormcast now. They seem really fucking cool. Because especially when it goes into, how the floor works, which we've talked about at length, and actually how they're interesting. And not when I was saying, I was asking in a Wargaming Discord I'm part of, and one person said, there's still Sigmarines though. I'm like,
That's the dumbest take in
It fucking
the
annoyed me.
world.
It annoyed me to
It's-
no end
it's-
because I'm like, okay, Marines currently in 40k have shit lore. It's just old. It's just old. It's been around for a while, so everyone thinks it's amazing.
Gareth, but the Horus Heresy though. The Horus Heresy.
Horus
you know,
Heresy
right?
Marines and
Horus Heresy.
40k Marines are two
Yes.
very different things. We've already had that discussion. So it's
Yeah,
like,
but
oh yeah,
Horus Heresy-
Horus. If you want Marines with interesting lore, they died in the Horus Heresy. Everything that's still around is wank.
Or the Chaos Marines, and there's nothing about them.
Yeah, no
Is
one
what
gives a
it says.
shit. I'm
Unless
gonna write.
they're
I'm
Death
gonna.
Guard.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I'm gonna write a story about the Chaos Marines. They went to planet and killed things. Done. Like,
The Death Guard perspectives in books is very cool,
yeah.
but it is a lot of "it's me, I'm here to corrupt the things."
Yeah.
Oh, it's all slimy now. I'm slimy,
I love.
and I'm
the
going to use
slime.
words that are gross for the whole chapter.
Putrescent.
And then it just cuts back to like a Space Marine, and I was like, okay, I don't care anymore.
No, fuck's sake. And then with that, and it's a shame because like now the more I'm looking at, especially with the third edition coming out, I hope that with that, especially because we'll be doing it too, that a wave of new content comes out to make things like that easier to see, you know. But I guess the problem is at the same time is that
It's not hard to see. People just genuinely. They originally they did the Realm Gate Wars, right?
Mm.
And that's like a full-on book series
yeah,
that had shit tons of lore, and it follows Stormcast for most of it, and Silver Death, and this Chaos.
I think I need to turn you down.
There's
a bit,
loads of
article
fucking
numbers.
rule in there. Then
Everyone's looking at Age of Sigmar like this, going, I can't see any of the lore.
yeah,
Yeah, basically.
It's just
Oh,
here.
there's
It's
loads
just
of lore.
Sigmarines. Oh, there's
And-
Sigmarines everywhere. Oh my god.
like there's also a lot of Stormcast stuff in the new book.
Yeah.
In the new book, the Broken Realms. Yeah.
That's
Also-
why I really like the Hallowed Knights. And I was reading about, like, I was just watching and just seeing, maybe it was just wiki articles while trying to find the color scheme, like a good side, like front profile picture of the color scheme. And it was like, you know, they are basically just, they're the only ones that the Sylvaneth trust because they fought with the Sylvaneth to get Ilariel's
They like
seed.
they like hold the life
say.
realm gate as well.
Yeah. And I'm like, I mean, considering my Bone Reapers are from the realm of life, that was the entire point, and the vampires would have been. They still exist in my internal headcanon, but whether I actually buy them is a different question. I'm like, oh, perfect. They're in the realm of life. This is even better. So it's that kind of thing, and I just hope that
I could feel the veins in Alex's head every time you're just like, I'm gonna get to it. The
We're gonna-
vampires are bad.
yeah. Do we want to get to that first? Do we want to get that out of the way, or do we want to talk about Warhammer? Fest?
No, I was gonna say, so there's a really cool things in Stormcast. For example, like it's all like right there. Like things like Venbrecht from Mortal Realms Marathi.
Mhm.
He's a vampire hunter, right? But because he's a Stormcast, and because the vampires are so old, he's been like reincarnated as a Stormcast, and he's hunting his own family.
Oh shit. Okay.
Like it's so cool,
Yeah. That's kind of sick, actually.
and he's just so cool.
Yeah, but I mean, considering, I think the nice thing is that with third edition coming out, which we're going to talk about now, is that it's going to open a lot of new people into the game. As every new edition does, there's always a huge spike of increase in players, and these models,
That's banging.
yeah, these models that are going to come out are going to be the same kind of thing. So while I fix the, oh god, talk amongst yourselves while I fix the web screen real quick.
What do you reckon it's gonna be in the starter set? Do you think it's gonna be a weird thing, or gonna be something already out?
Hobgoblins.
Hobgoblins would be cool.
Hobgoblins was the rumored one for ages.
Get us a
Hobgoblins are orcs.
People were saying
medium green
Fimir.
skin.
It might be Fimir, but like that'd be a really weird one.
Yeah, hobgoblins
to
are
do
like
slave race.
recognizable, right?
Slaver race. I don't think.
That's just-
Part of me
that's
thinks they
just Mulder.
would want to. I don't think they would want to do a slaver race because it's a bit weird. And they got rid of Skaven slaves, so I assume they don't want to do that type of stuff. But we'll see. Because that's what Fimir do. The thing is, the teaser kind of plays that up, where like they do steal people from swamps and bogs.
Yeah, people disappearing.
Yeah, and enslave them.
But it's a little bit like fairy tale-esque in the way it was presented.
Very fairy tale-esque.
Could still be hobgoblins because of that.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is though, is that it's good that there's theory, you know, of like it's actually something that can be debated of like what we think the next one's gonna be. And like, you know, it's not like, oh, it's so obvious it's definitely this race, but like it's such ambiguity because you don't know. Honestly, it's hard to tell where Sigmar's gonna go, which is a
New
good thing.
army.
It means like it keeps you guessing.
It's
You
just
know it's
gonna
going somewhere.
It's just gonna be one terrain piece, and it's just the bog
The bog. It's a big swamp.
because it just the realm of beasts just be like that.
And just be a swamp.
You bring out a smoke machine.
Oh yeah, just a tiny smoke machine.
No, that's just one of your stratagems. It's just
Deploy the smoke machine. So with that, first thing, I mean, we got to talk about the fucking cover art. This is the cover art that's going to be on the actual rulebook.
I assume the limited edition one, right? I assume they mean the limited one.
I assume
I
even
don't
the
know.
base one.
Because not the Dark Imperium, the 8th edition rulebook looks like that pretty much, or the 9th edition one, whichever one does the. It's got like Gilliman and.
We have the one from the starter box, right?
Yeah, that one was Gulliman and Abaddon, but even the main rulebook had the condensed version of that.
Right. Okay.
So I think this would have a condensed version of that, but the fucking artwork is gorgeous.
Oh, it's
so
fucking
good.
great.
Yeah. And it really kind of hits home the fact of the implication that it is actually the apocalypse story, which when that kind of was revealed, well, I mean, it's not really revealed. It's already, for people who know Age of Sigmar lore, it was obvious. For people who are trying to figure out what Age of Sigmar lore is, it's like, oh, that actually changes things. It changes my perspective at the very least. And you've got, I mean, they showed off more artwork of just this heaven tower thing smashing down into the world.
I think it's the gates of Vizdia.
It looks like probably like a storm keep just turned up.
At the all points, you mean now?
Yeah. Maybe.
You know, we got some fluff stuff. We got like a map of the realm of beasts and everything. But who gives a shit about that? That's narrative. What we want to see is models.
The maps are so cool.
Oh no, it is very cool, but we have very limited time here. So we're gonna focus on the models at the very least for now, because we got stuff to get through, and most likely the conversation about the vampires is going to be the entire episode.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, but we have what was her name of the Sompt cast?
Indrasta?
Indrasta,
yeah, with her legendary spear Thengavar. What a fucking sick ass model. This
women.
I love women that could definitely choke slam me without a second thought.
It's weird that she has feathery wings, because other Stormcasts have had lightning wings, but...
Fuck it. Why not?
I think I'd have preferred lightning wings.
But, we'll see. There might be more models like that.
Yeah, if it becomes a
killed
consistent
something
thing,
and stapled them to her back, maybe.
She asked Grungy to get the big staple gun.
They look like phoenix wings. They're off like
I can see that being a painted version of it, is like a phoenix version of it. I think that'd be really cool. But this is, from the description they've given, it's a character that's on par with the Celestant Prime.
Yeah, like the same rank.
The same rank as him. So this is very much one of Sigmar's closest advisors. And she is a monster hunter.
Forged.
She is doing jack shit advising. She just goes.
She just goes out there. Especially because they mentioned that she had been reforged so many times that she's basically teetering on the edge of insanity. She's going mindless killing machine and actually being a Stormcast. So it's cool. It's cool flaw. What I love as well is that it's a lady model that's not necessarily completely over-sexualized. It's not giant boob plate. It's quite... It looks like it makes sense. She looks like a badass.
On the same way, it's not doing what the sisters models do, where it goes the complete opposite way of being like, you're not allowed to sexualize these, and almost I'm trying to think of how to phrase it. The models tend to be the very stereotypical sort of butch, non-conforming, like almost purposefully non-female females, if that makes any sense.
I can kind of see what you mean.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
but
I don't
also
know that that was
they are
it. 'Cause they just seemed like
they're frontline
women.
soldiers who have looked beat up,
Oh,
which makes
no, like,
sense.
They're not like smooth, sexy Amazonian women that people idolize. It's more that they are.
Good.
They're a product of the horrors of war, so they are a lot tougher
Yeah.
and a lot
They just
sterner.
look like normal
There's
people.
so much
Yeah,
art
exactly.
in the Sisters Codex that's just like, with like she's holding her with like it's a hospital and like someone's like with a bullet wound, just like there's so much of that art, but there's
Yeah.
also like just as much art as like a woman with a chainsaw sprinting covered in barbed wire, and it's great. It's
I mean, there's probably. I mean, to be fair, me and John are most likely agreeing for this because we haven't read the Sisters Codex, so we haven't seen this art. So
it's good.
From an outsider's perspective,
paste you a whole bunch of it. 'cause
I
it's
think the thing is, though, I will say that Sigmar has always had a much better time when it comes to identity and gender identity and showing more models that are diverse. 40k is starting to catch up with that point. The new guard kit is a key example of that. But I want to point out at the very least that this... I mean, it's a slow progress, but it's still some. But this model specifically is a great, like, stamp, I feel. To be like, by the way, we've got women who are on par with men, just as powerful, just as badass. Here's a badass model of one, you know?
Yeah, but Sigmar didn't even need that. Like, Sigmar's already perfectly fine on that.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's just more of that, which is good.
They just made a character and went...
Here you go, here's a fucking badass.
What does that make sense they should be a woman? Why? Because they're basically like a Valkyrie type monster hunter with fucking wings. Yeah.
It's sick. I just because I've been there's since
She's
this
cool.
and the Guard Codex, there was a lot of things of like, oh, over politicizing, they're bringing women. It's like, no,
Yeah,
really?
honestly,
I mean-
whoever believes
Really?
that. Yeah, no, there was a huge fucking argument
I
that
was gonna
broke out.
say, even I saw a bit of
after-
stuff on Twitter.
Yeah, like
Oh, man.
Twitter and Reddit after the Guardsman stuff on the second reveal.
Oh no!
People
My
were
models
so...
look more unique from each other rather than looking the same. What a shame.
No, it's the fact it's specifically it's women.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
stupid.
That's why. Yeah,
Like,
people who genuinely believe that like I don't want women models. You've got sisters. That's and it's like no, you're a fucking idiot. Stop
It's a
it.
case of those sort of people just clearly don't understand the
They're most
setting.
likely the people who really want to live in the Imperium. It's like, oh,
Yeah,
the Imperium
yeah.
are definitely the good guys, guy. Trust me.
Just bro, the Emperor's not gonna fuck you.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
It's those kinds of people, and it's so. Obviously, Sigma's already had a good time of that, and it's nice to see that they're just carrying on that trend. I do want to see Lady Orcs. I remember.
They're right
Or-
there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're seeing them.
That's true. They don't have hair.
Yeah, well, that. I love that they just reminded everyone during the stream that hair squigs are real.
Yeah, orcs do not have hair. They are hair squigs.
They are hair squigs.
The hair squigs.
So she's got a
There's-
big hair squig right here.
They released a
whatever
whole
this
thing
is.
on Warhammer Community a while ago, just explaining how hair squigs work and why the hell they do it. Which, by the way, the reason being because they think it looks cool,
Well, yeah, that's
mean,
enough of a reason,
yeah.
isn't it?
and they keep taking the piss out of other races for growing boring squigs on their head.
Look
Why
how
do your
Sigmar-
hair squigs so short and rubbish? Look at
It's
my
so-
nice long one.
Yeah.
These guys clearly do not know proper squig husbandry.
They
Exactly.
do not
techniques.
nurture the squigs as we do. It's like shit cow farmer, top tier cow farmer. You know, it's like there is a difference apparently. One thing I do want to at least point out is that with this model specifically, similar to the Celestia Prime, she will be allowed to be taken in any Stormcast list, regardless of Stormhost, which is really
There was a
cool.
little bit. The way they said it
Mm.
also made a little bit of implication that she could be taken outside of Stormcast, but I'm not sure.
That would
Yeah.
make sense. Yeah, just
Yeah.
as like a general order thing, as you'd be like
The Prime can't
similar to
be,
Gotrek.
but because she's a
Can,
winged
can't. It's like,
hunter.
is
Go-
it cheap enough?
Gotrek can be taken.
As an ally, yeah. I don't mean as an ally. I mean like the
Oh yeah,
Right.
yeah. So
like
the
how
fact...
the twins can be in the Lumineth.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I see what you mean. Because we had a chat about that before. But like, there's some
Yeah, they
really
can
cool
just join the
details
army.
with this giant fucking spear and sword. Because why not? I'm looking forward to painting it, getting one and painting her with a blue cape to match my Hallowed Knights. because I've already ordered some and they're coming tomorrow. I got
What did you order?
I got Guard of Steel Soul, and I got a unit of Liberators, just to start with.
Oh, Liberators.
Well, I mean, they're like the
Yeah,
backbone. I'm
Liberators.
like, yeah, I just want to test the scheme out, to be honest, and I think they look cool.
At this point, yeah, I mean fair, but they're so
Give 'em hammers.
chunky.
I know they're chunky, but like,
Give 'em hammers, yeah.
It's the
Yeah,
thing
give
is,
'em
it's,
hammers.
yeah, with the hammers, of course. Like, I looked at the rules, I'm like, why would I give them the hammers? But I mean, following from that, you know, you've got the Liberators, which are you know, your the earliest set like Sigmar models they ever made that wasn't from a different game, and then you've got the reforged versions of them. These are most likely they're obviously these are a different unit. What are they called again?
Vindictors.
I'm trying to find the name. Vindictors, is it? Yeah,
Yeah.
Vindicate. Yeah,
Vindictor. Not the tank.
yeah. Vindicator. Yeah, they're two different words, aren't they?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yep.
fuck. Oh, they sound the same. But we've got the Vindictor, which is a...
Yeah.
I feel like this is a way better armor scheme. Like, or not scheme. Armor style and sculpt compared to the
Sculpt.
original
They're just-
Liberators.
They're just better than Liberators in every way visually.
The helmet...
Yeah.
the thing is, though, the helmets are the one thing about the Stormcast I don't really like that much. But I'm willing to push past that because I understand why the helmet exists.
Can I make a request that you stop looking at that image and you look at the other better ones with
Yeah.
the different colours?
So let's have a look because they've shown off the portrait, but it's just showing us some details. They seem to be spear infantry mostly. These are going to be like a shield wall of spears. Most likely will also be able to take his battle line. This one with
gas
the helmet.
I
This
bet they
one
could dig.
looks fucking cool.
That's the Vindictor Prime.
That's the prime.
Yeah.
So this is the sergeant.
I
And
bet
then
they'll be able
we've
to take swords as well and play.
Oh,
They'll-
I mean,
they'll
they
have
got
a weapon
swords on
option.
them, on their backs. Like they've got like a little scabbard with one. Just probably some extra token attacks. But they've shown off.
Is it just the Prime that has that?
No, this guy has one.
Oh, it's on his back. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's on his back. This one has one.
The Vindicators look so nice.
They do look really nice. The shield looks really cool. It's gonna be a nice kind of, just like a nice scheme in general, a nice to paint.
Like, The helmet looks so
Celest-
much better when it's not
Celestial
all
Vindicators,
gold.
that is.
Yeah. What they showed off it was like Hammers of Sigmar, Celestial Vindicators, Anvils of Heldenhammer.
Yep.
Which is
The
the
blue
black and
ones
gold.
are not. What are the
which-
blue ones called?
The blue ones are Celestial Vindicators.
Yeah.
Oh wait, what are the white ones called again? They're Knight Excelsior.
Yes.
Yeah, these ones.
Knight Excelsior. So the white ones are the ones that will be probably important in the next book.
Mhm. Oh yeah, because it's based on Rubber Beast.
Like Kelpis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
He
yeah.
looks fucking badass
Oh,
though.
this one, he looks fucking sick. It's a good pose. Like I like
The
the.
white-
It's
the
very
white
much the
armor looks
Spartan
so
Leonard,
good.
like the Spartan 300 kind of shield wall lances over the top. It's really cool. I'd love to have just a
I want to
line
pose
of that
them all like
pose.
that. Yeah, if they can all pose like that, I'd be happy.
Like a Lumineth wall.
Like Lumineth
Yeah,
walls.
that
'Cause
would be cool.
Lumineth walls are the most impressive looking thing you can do. They look fucking nice.
The thing
Like
is though,
if you
you put
had-
them all together and you notice on one of the shields you fuck something up and you're like, it's right in the middle as well and you can't ignore it. That's the one problem I could see with that. With these,
So you
because
get-
there's
you
a
get
lot
the,
of detail, like there's a lot more other stuff going on. Like it's more the gold specifically when you've got the blue
gold,
being the more of the secondary color of the shield.
the gold is no longer as garish.
Yeah,
Which is nice.
exactly. There's not like completely over the top. When you look at the Hammers of Sigmar, where there's so much gold, but then you look at this guy for the Knights Excelsior, and it's like, I don't like the gold. You know, I mean that's how I felt. I like the gold as the accent color, not necessarily as the main.
Yeah. Hammers of Sigmar are ugly as shit. Like I
Mm.
don't
I
will
understand
say-
whoever made that scheme.
I will say that my sort of original glance at Age of Sigmar, the reason that I went more towards 40k is because my original glance at Age of Sigmar was those models.
Yes,
And I
yeah.
went-
The,
Ugh, and then
I was put off by the. We played. I remember we were looking at fantasy at one point, and I was like, "Man, I wish I could get like something like Bretonians." And they were like, "Stormcasts have plate mail." I'm like, "They're fucking ugly."
Oh wait, there's a
I
scheme
hate
that
them.
doesn't suck. Oh, okay, I'll play them now.
Yeah, then I
Didn't
painted them the
did we
shades by
paint
myself.
one in the store and you went, I'm going to try it in a different color, and just like painted it silver. Just went, actually, I kind of like this.
I
No,
prefer- yeah.
we got
Yeah.
Shadespire, and I
Shadespire,
painted.
that was it.
and I just painted one of the Liberator in Shadespire with the hammer and shield ult because she looks amazing.
Mm,
She's a really nice mini, and I went, oh shit, this looks good. I really like these.
yeah.
So I got a full army.
I mean, the one thing I will say, you definitely won't see the any of the gold with the purple shoulders anymore. They're just gone.
Warhammer Underworld's gateway drug.
Yeah, oh, true. So, was it the Sigmarite Brotherhood that just got fucking annihilated and now don't exist because of Be'lakor? I'm pretty sure they're gone. Like, he killed them all.
It was
Sigmar, right?
it was vindicated in the city attack.
No, Vindicators are still around.
Yeah, but their city.
I know their city was attacked, but apparently, at least when I was reading through some of the cliff notes, it was like the entire Sigmarite Brotherhood Stormhost was annihilated by Be'lakor. He fucking killed them all.
They're a Realm of Metal lot, and I can't load the page to read anything more about them. That's all I can. That's all I can see from Google Images.
Oh,
But yeah,
so, yeah.
But
But even then, it's like gold and purple. Yeah, the gold scheme.
it was
garish.
it's white with gold trim and purple.
Ah, right. I see. Yeah, but I will say
looks kind of nice.
the nice thing is with this is that you've got armor that looks like it makes sense for like plate mail. It's not like super wide, chunky plate mail. You've got a diverse set of heads, helmeted and non, which is really nice. A good sense of gender as well. You've got female body, female body types, male body types, but obviously everywhere in between, depending on how you want to build them. They look like a very customizable kit. One kit that I don't know what it's going to be, and in terms of customization, is this lad. The widest lad I've ever seen.
Unit.
The Annihilator, which is a new paladin they're releasing in the 3rd edition starter box.
I
love that he has. So the reason that the Stormcast wear animals, like so for example, a Liberator Prime has a lion on his shoulder. The reason they do it is to to embody that.
Mm.
This guy's entire fucking chest is one.
This man is Lion.
Like, that's juiced up. He's going.
Yeah, he's going places. Well, actually, no, he's not going places because he's a paladin, so he's going to have a shit move, but he has a 2-up save.
Yeah, but if he makes that charge, like
he's probably gonna do some business on the actual charge itself of that shield, you know.
Oh, probably. But like, just because they go and give us like, oh, he's got a 2-up save, and yeah, their bulk generates on the charge. So yeah, he's definitely doing stuff on charge. But I think this is a really cool miniature just because of how fucking wide he is.
Oh yeah.
You can look at that and like, oh, that thing is not moving off that objective. I'm not charging that.
I don't know how different that is from the actual paladin armor in like scale, because a lot of the paladins they're like this with like their arms are like covering themselves, so it's you can't quite. They're never in like a stance like this.
They're not in an open stance. So yeah, because it's a 2-handed weapon. They're not.
They're all
one-handed.
I think all 3 of them are 2-handed weapons, and I think they're all
the glaives, the axes,
they're all 2-handing them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
So this guy having a one hammer, it's good because especially for newer this is a great starter set model because for newer painters, you're not obstructing the chest. You know,
yes.
There's only a small amount that's obstructed, which is most likely the back of the shield, but it's big enough so you can get there anyway, and part of the leg.
Maybe like, underarm kind of areas.
Yeah, so this kind of the general area that your eyes are going to be drawn to on the model is not covered. Which, for me, as well, as someone who's is getting there with painting in some cases, I really appreciate that. Plus, that lion in the middle, just putting a wash and dry brush over that, it's going to look fucking nice. You know?
Yeah.
It's going to really stand out.
Mm-hmm.
We can't tell anything else, and we can't comment on anything else because we don't know any of the rules, apart from the fact they've got a 2-up save. But they just look cool. And
there's a lot more 2-up saves coming in Sigmar, though.
Yeah. Which hopefully, hopefully there's more things to mitigate that. But Age of Sigmar has so many mortal wounds flying about.
Not a lot. Depending on your army.
Yeah, it depends on the army, but you know, there's options to deal with it quite easily. Plus, obviously, shooting exists. Yeah, there's some artwork to go with it, and then
Oh,
we've
no, we
got
don't. Not in death.
we've got
No,
obviously
not everyone here.
we've got mentions of the new faction that's going to be coming out in the starter set. So it's a new army. We don't know what the new army is. There's been talks, as we've already mentioned, was hobgoblins, things like the Fimir potentially. A lot of people hoping for the Fimir.
I don't think it'll be the Femur because everyone will look at it and be like, "What the fuck are these like lizard dudes in the starter set?" Or like they're not even like lizards.
They're weird, yeah.
They're weird chaos
strange.
culting mole people.
They're the Skeksis from
They're
Dark
nothing to do
Crystal.
with chaos.
Yeah.
They're not anything to do with chaos, are they?
No, they were the original Chaos Worshippers in Warhammer Fantasy Fluff.
Oh, then they definitely shouldn't fucking do Fimir. Okay, that's weird.
But unless it's like a case of these are the reimagined Fimir and they're just fucking swamp lurkers who want to gank people.
Yeah, we'll see.
We don't know what they're going for.
It's more interesting than that.
Do we want to cover some of the mentions of what 3rd edition's going to have in it? Because there was mentions of core battalions.
There's not really enough to go off of. All we know is that there's core battalions, which might mean that
List building's going to be different. They've already said that.
A generic battalion that anyone can take that's decent.
Yeah.
To like balance the playing field. So if you have shit ones, at least you have the core one. Or it's a hit of it will just replace all the battalions. But
yeah, something based off like just the battle line keyword and things like that. But there was mention, obviously, if, for example, you choose to go second, or if you're going second in a turn, then you get a command point, which I think is really good, especially because there's a lot of armies that struggle with CP generation.
Did they say a command point, or did they just say a command point reward? Because
more command points.
More
we don't actually know.
Points. So it could be several.
Command points will probably change somewhat in how you get them, I think. So we don't really know.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. Which is a shame because there's not much. To be fair, they also did say that following on from Warhammer Fest, there's 2 more reveals happening in May.
Yeah, and there's a countdown timer.
Yes,
on
the countdown timer
website towards the 29th, which they'll probably announce the release date, which will probably be June or July.
Probably.
Yeah,
should be good.
Should be spicy. I mean, to be fair, if it's June or July, that makes it really convenient because the time I'm planning for spoilers, I want to run a tournament. I want to run 2 tournaments. For the Age of Sigmar one, there would have been enough time for the Age of Sigmar one to happen. Because if it happened in, say, like September, I basically got to wait until January for the tournament to really make sense and to have set it and maybe had an FAQ. But if it comes out June, July, and then, we wait, so, we can run one in November or like, October or something. So it's like, sick. Thanks, GW. Hopefully having decent release schedule, maybe.
Here's Graham's Workshop.
Mr. Graham's Workshop, where's my AdMet Codex?
James Workshop.
James Workshop.
Jimmy Workshop.
It should be Jim. I really wish it was Jimmy Workshop with a northern accent. I would kill for that. Stormcast Eternals.
Just fucking, if there's a real stream, just starts with, "You're right, pal."
Oh no, no! Fucking hate that. Okay, let's move on because there's a lot to cover. There's a lot to go through.
Who are you bitching about vampires? I want to see you guys have a scrap.
Yeah,
what's wrong?
We're getting there. No, orcs.
There's more.
Orcs had stuff. The beast snaggers.
So orcs got exactly what we've already saw and thought they'd get.
Yeah. So they got
nothing surprising there.
No, but they're doing the same thing they did with the Sisters. They're doing the same thing they did with the Lumineth, which is in order to buy in early for the army, you have to buy the box with the beast snaggers. You get the codex to go with it. You get the codex probably a week, like 2 weeks early, maybe longer, maybe a month.
Codex coming out on the same day. I think that's what they said.
No, I think they said
that. Or was it a week later or something?
It was soon after. It was soon after. Because if I'm gonna guess 2 weeks probably, but I feel like that might be too long. But it's going off of like when the Lumineth box came out and then when the Sisters box came out. It was quite a while between. I think. Was it like a 2 weeks?
I think the Sisters was, the Lumineth wasn't.
Okay. Alex, you would know. With the Lumineth one, do you remember how long it was? Was it a month? It was less than a month.
It wasn't long at all, but it was a
Yeah.
case of those things had to release a range because they didn't have any models,
True.
whereas Orcs
The
had
orcs
models already.
do, so I hope it's not going to be a case of a lot of it is going to be locked behind this box
Yeah,
and you have to
because
wait maybe
most
like
people
a
don't fucking want
age.
these anyway, right? Most people are just they're not going to use them.
I
Yeah,
mean,
again,
yeah.
it's
Plus into the
I
orc player.
was gonna say it's the same thing that I said last time when we talked about this, which is, hey, Snakebite player, make an army out of these. Everyone else, you could place them if you want.
Yeah.
Eh.
I mean, I want to say at least like the box itself is decent-ish value because you get a good amount of boys out of it, and you get your four squiggies. Like having 20 boys in a box with a named character is decent value, but it also thinks about okay, with this army set, right? What is the combat patrol going to look like? I think it's going to look something similar to this, or it's going to be more traditional orcs, one of the two. So, I mean, hey, they've got a character which hasn't been seen since 4th edition.
Yeah, which is technically, I think you could run him in 7th.
Yeah, he probably existed in 7th, but his model was old. But he's got a new model with the big hair squig attached to him. What's his name?
It's not a big hair squig. We think it's lots of hair squigs.
It's lots of. It's
Yeah, it's
Zodgrod
like 4 days,
Wartsnagger.
probably.
Zodgrod Wartsnagger, and he's a runt-herd for hire. And then we've
I think
got.
he's like a snake bite, but he's not a snake bite anymore.
No,
right?
I don't think he's a snake bite. You think he's going to be similar to a flash git? So he won't get the.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He probably like he used to be a snake bite, but
he got kicked out.
I think now he's just
he's just some guy.
A free agent.
But the scary thing is that he can potentially make Grot stronger.
Honestly, the thing that I'm most excited about, honestly, of all the releases, is this guy and the idea of a Grot army.
Yeah.
Bring back Grot army.
Grot's hitting on twos.
Yeah, Grot tanks. Grot tanks exist.
Grot gang.
Yeah, I mean, because we talked about this quite in length on the reveal. I mean, hey, it's an army set. They do what they do. The annoying thing is that anyone who's an actual orc player, for example, John would have to wait another 2 weeks for him to. Well, he'd have to wait after this box has been released and most likely sold out in the first 5 minutes to be able to get his own codex, which I think is a bit shitty.
I think it's
not a rush to play though.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's given the current situation. Yep, it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, most people are waiting anyway. I just feel
can wait.
This could have just been separate pre-orders, but no.
It's a limited edition cover. Like again, it might literally just be the week after. It's not too bad.
Honestly, I think the reason being is this sells more boxes.
True.
Because people who don't even want the models are going to be paying what is effectively double the price for their new codex.
Yeah, if they want it early,
some people want the juicy codex cover anyway.
Yeah, I mean the thing is though, it's like okay, you're paying, probably 100 and something quid to get your book 2 weeks early. You get some models with it, cool. If you don't care the models, just wait 2 weeks. Are you in that much of a rush to play a new version of the
even
orcs?
if you're not going to use beast snaggers, those are some nice orc boys.
True. Yeah, I mean, ignoring the squig riders, these guys, I feel like these guys justify getting the box because you get 20 of them.
Well, here's my... So thinking not from a competitive standpoint, but just from casual thing.
Yeah, person standpoint.
I think that because they are so leaning into the whole snakebite style, and that sort of feral style, I don't think they're going to fit other armies very well.
Probably not.
Like, the amount of things like leathers and animal skin that you see on all of the models.
Yeah, it's not the same as, like, the Speed Freak, because the game is a sci-fi game, they fit into all orcs.
Yeah.
Because they look sci-fi.
Every orc's going to have a car.
Exactly, yeah.
But not necessarily every orc is going to have a set of squig riders running around. I mean, like, hey, those boys would probably be great if you're playing Goths, because you want them in combat, and then most likely they want to be in combat. But at the same
that's
time...
just every orc.
Yeah, exactly. That's just every orc. It's like...
Yeah.
It's the difference between necessarily having these models What do they do differently? We have no clue until the book comes out. They've given us zero detail about what they do. They've just said they exist. So,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, we go on from that into the more generic when we've got the new war boss in mega armor, which is fucking
needed
sick.
this.
This rules.
Yeah,
Yep,
it's
it just
really cool.
needed to be a thing. There might be a question of how you slap an in-run save on him. Is he going to come with one?
I think he'll come with one.
Because I think he will as well, but
Because what was it? The biggest,
There's the whole
baddest
thing of-
boss gave them a 4-up in Von save?
yes, there was the whole thing with the current codex and everything, the mega knobs, as much as they can put out a lot of hit, their 2-up armor save is kind of viewed as a joke.
Yeah.
Because the damage that they can put out and their wounds and toughness and such, they're getting shot at by anti-tank weapons, which have a -4
And they
AP and
just
stuff.
disappear. And
Yeah,
they'll have like
so
a
their,
piss up
so
in
their
them.
saves
But, yeah.
mean nothing because they have the best you can get on them is a freaking
a
custom
5-up.
force field.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then on that point, also you got to kind of put them in a transport, which makes them a bigger target. Because kill the transport, they're not going to get to my lines for ages because they're slow.
Yeah.
So, I hope that changes to go along with this guy. He's a great model. He's you got a fucking
Looks
grot on
fantastic.
top of you, yeah. It kind of reminds me of, there was a model by a different company, which was like a big-ass orc guy in mega armor, similar to kind of this, but it was a third-party company. And that model was fucking huge. But it was the same kind of thing. It had a grot on the top, in like a little carriage thing, on top of his banner with a big gun. So it's like, there's the parallels here, but this is just the one you can legally run at a tournament.
I'm excited to see what variants of weapon you can get for that grot.
I wish you can kind of give him, because he's got like what is that, big slugger?
Well, yeah, that'll just be a big shooter.
Yeah, big shooter, that's the one.
But
Give him a
I mean-
plasma. Give me a plasma gun. The grot blows up
Well,
and the boss is fine.
what was it? I've forgotten the names of all the guns. It's been so long.
Well, like the
Custom Mega Blaster
ooh.
would be great.
That'd be funny.
Because those are what the mechs carry around.
Mhm.
You got a grot mech. It'll be hitting on 4s.
Yeah. There's also, even just giving him like rockets would be
Bit more
fucking
utility.
great.
Bit more utility.
Yeah.
But, hey,
Yeah.
it's sick. He exists. It's funky. And we alluded to this before. Apologies if I'm moving a bit too quickly. But there's an entire week's worth of shit which we've already talked about, technically. It's just having it in podcast form. New Cadian kit. The traditional Guardsman Cadian box is now being updated with new sculpts and no new weapon options. It's exactly the same weapon options. Sometimes the exact same weapon, or at least the weapon design.
Technically, it's new weapon options because those weapon options weren't in the box before.
True, but you could get them. You could equip the squad with them, but you had to get them from the heavy weapons team, I think. Oh no, the command squad. Command squad, yeah.
Command squad, yeah.
had to mix
That
and
was
match with them.
ridiculous, by the way.
It's kind of dumb. But now they're all included in the box, and we've got some more diverse versions of them, including everybody's favourite. Where is he? Where's Pants Head?
As again,
Where's Pants
regular
Man?
mask.
There he is.
Yeah, until you said it, I didn't think about it, but now that you said it,
Okay, the thing is,
Panties Guard is
Panties
guard
Guard,
of my heart.
That's the only thing
yeah.
I can think of.
it's like, okay, you think I can see where the inspiration for this came from, because it's a very Russian thing.
No,
It's
it's the
balaclava,
anime.
it's really-
Yeah, it's a
balaclava.
balaclava with the helmet on. Like you flick the helmet, like the fucking Tachanka helmet up, and he's probably got one of these on. But it's
Absolutely.
specifically because of how thin it is here, in the middle where the bridge of the nose is. It looks kind of weird, and it's like everyone started drawing like hearts on him, like hearts on the balaclava.
You draw it with blue and white stripes on it.
Yeah,
I
that's
was
the
gonna
other
say,
one.
all of the sisters models have had this treatment though,
Yeah, true.
so it's
Pants on
about
the face.
so it's about time that the guards got the same thing.
Just paint it black. If it was
Have you
black,
not
it'd be
seen
fine.
the
Oh, you mean because of the shape of the helmet visor?
yes?
Mm. was like,
I think
oh
I
yes,
think
I've
I
seen those
remember
pictures.
seeing-
Yeah, I've seen that. But like, okay, if they painted it any other color than white, I think it would have been fine. But because it went with white specifically, it looks sus.
Yeah.
But I mean,
If they
there's
did
a lot,
like a black
yeah.
one or a
Black would have been enough.
or
Black
like
would have been
just
fine.
like black or grey.
Yeah. But like, hey, we've
Nope,
got
there
more
it is.
diverse models that look actually different. You're gonna have some actually different looking guardsmen. Great. Awesome. And people who are complaining about other genders being here, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, no, I've seen that.
What is it,
like,
Ke-
no,
Keita doesn't
more
like
white
him
dudes,
either.
please.
Hello, Keita. Hello, cat. There's a cat on my desk. Loads of different heads. There's Pac-Man. All the new weapon, all the existing weapon options actually in the box. And then also
That's cool.
we have the trailer for the Grey Knights versus Thousand Suns box, which is going to be a thing. Which
That's
know it's
about all we
1,000
know.
suns.
it's it's Thousand Suns.
Cool.
Because specifically in the thing, it's flashing Thousand Sun sorcerers, and they kind of have a very distinct look.
Aye.
But one part of this is that they mention that Castellan Crow is supposed to be taking part in this, and most likely he will have a new 9th edition model.
I wonder if he'll get Primaris-ified.
Because the thing is, the Grey Knights don't Primarisify people. But he might be the first. Could be cool.
Primarisify people.
I don't think they have.
They just don't have any models for it.
Oh, I see. I guess that's a fair point. But yeah, it looks to be the 2-player starter and not starter set, similar to the Piety and Pain box. It will be just 2 top-ups for both sides, but also kind of gives indication of when their codexes are going to be coming out. Is most likely around the time the box exists. So, hopefully, after Sisters, we don't know what's going to happen. Like, these are the only 2 things we've got indication of after Sisters. The Knights, we were like, oh, maybe because of the Book of Rust, but no fucking clue. Think these are going to come out first. And there's not really much to say. I mean, I'm not a Grey Knight player or a Thousand Suns player. It's like, cool. It's nice we're getting an idea of when things are coming out, but who knows? Honestly,
Yeah.
who knows?
It's always psychic people fighting. It's never like Grey Knights versus. I know it'd be stupid, but Grey Knights versus like Kron. And no one's psychic versus like Tau, or no one's psychic versus Krons, because like they know it. No,
Death
they
Guard-
know it
Death
just
Guard-
can't stop them.
Death Guard demons are against her. Death Guard
Death Guard
That's
demons.
a thing that's happening.
True.
Mm,
I didn't think of that.
so, shall we go on? Do you want to cover box games real quick?
Uh,
Or do we want to just
Was
talk
it-
about the new Sisters
was it on-
character?
What was on
well,
box
there's not much
game?
to say, right? There's a new sister character. You've seen her.
Her
Cool.
stats
That's
are
about
pretty
it.
good.
She's got nice stats.
Yeah, and she's going to be a
Cool.
Supreme Commander.
What? You know what else? You know
Yeah.
what wasn't cool about it? That it was the only thing they fucking showed.
That's true.
That
The
was
only
it.
new model from that Monday
Yeah.
was sad. And we've also
No,
got
they also showed the lady who's with the one with the
banner.
banner.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one
So-
who writes things.
That was the
You got-
flaccid day of like, oh yeah, you've got so much 40k to show off. Here's 2 new models. You're like,
Yeah, and then the
fuck.
next day they showed more Gaunt's Coast stuff, which was more models than they
I
showed
will
the
say though, that
previous day.
actually having a new plastic kit for Gaunt's Ghost is really cool. I
Also,
love
those
the
models are fucking
Plastic.
sick.
A kit for Gaunt's Ghosts.
a kit, but it's a kit. It's actually you get
Well, you
Gaunt, you get all of the characters with it. It's fucking
no,
cool.
I'm just clarifying that there's never been a kit for Gaunt's Ghosts.
I think there has been.
There
No,
was one for the Last Chances, but not for
Yeah.
Gaunt's Ghosts.
Oh right, I see. But I like Try Again Bragg, who's carrying around a fucking autocannon.
Yeah. Also, can I quickly talk about freaking just Colonel Combe Callback? How the fact that his lasgun is mostly wood.
Yes, I love that. It's
That's
really
so fucking cool.
It's because that's kind of how I painted my AdMech ones, to be kind of like they are the wood mixed with the metal, and this I mean obviously you got the detail coming through here. It's so nice. And I mean, hey, it's great because it's like, hey, you want Welsh people in 40k? Well, here they are. Welsh, Scottish, and Irish, I think, is supposed to be the Tanith. They're the colonials.
Oh, is it?
I think so. Fox would know more because he's actually read the book. I haven't read it. So hey, but it's for Black Library stuff specifically. It's really cool.
Well, I know,
Yeah.
but Tanith is most of them aren't from Tanith because Tanith don't exist.
Tanith don't exist. That's true. Then we have the last kind of thing we'll cover is the box game stuff. So Diechasm, we've got a warband for the Ideneth Deepkin, which includes the crab.
Crabness.
The crab is the best model they have ever made.
Crab.
I like the fish is close, but the crab is better.
I'm
And
surprised that's the first crab, actually.
Mm.
I thought there was
Tyranids
another
don't
crab.
count. Whoever told me Tyranids don't count is a fucking liar.
They don't count. They're not crabs.
They're not crabs. They don't walk sideways. They're
That's what I said,
lobsters.
yeah. Mhm.
Fuck, my foot's gone numb really quick, sorry. But we got some nice sculpts. We got a Thrall with a harpoon. It's pretty cool. We have the Akelian. One of the Akelian, like, eel riders on foot, which I quite like. And then we've got man with tiny snake. The sneeze snake.
Hmm.
Eel.
Boy, do these look like a pain in the ass to paint.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, though, the Underworld models are, like, actually decent kits. They're, like, really nice kits to paint, apparently. This one, I feel,
Gateway
because of
drug.
how dangly stuff is, especially this is going to snap off for me if I ever had to paint this one. However, you got it. I think this kit will sell out just because of the crab.
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 Crab names.
Crabness.
Crab names.
Can't believe he's gonna destroy the Broken Realms.
He is
He's gonna
Kragnos.
make the Broken Realms.
He is Kragnos. Yeah, Necromunda got an update. We have the House of Shadow, which is the Delac book. Finally coming out with some more models, which we've got some assassin-y dudes. One guy's got a fucking katana.
Last one, right?
Yes, this is the last gang-specific book. That's not the Palatine of the Corpse Cult. So whatever happens with them, fuck knows. It's somewhere buried in the GW vaults.
And the Shadespire is the last Shadespire thing as well, so there's going to be an update in the future for multiple box games.
Yes. So with these, we've got Milady. And we've got Spider Hands. I want to put a little fedora on this one. It's like, while the Goliath was getting pussy, I studied the blade.
Good. You could be your devil or your angle.
Yeah. Fuck's sake. In addition to that, we got the Psygeists. Which, they've got the worm.
Deployable worm.
The deployable worm that can burrow through the floor.
Yeah.
And we've got whatever the fuck this thing is. This person strapped into this.
The worm looks like it can spit acid.
The worm I thought was part of this guy, but no, it is separate.
And if the worm can spit acid, it might be a flame. If it's a flame template, I think that's fucking insane.
It's the fucking scariest worm you've ever seen. But I like this one because it's got like a thing that's attaching to. It's a nice piece to attach to on a small base. With this like psi opera like fucking thing attached to them. And then we have the brain squid.
Yeah.
That flies around.
From Halo ODST.
Yeah, it's an engineer.
Yeah.
Look at him go. It's
a sentinel from the Matrix.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a sentinel from the Matrix.
A Scythian Spectre is what they've called it. And
then
the Psychoretic Worms.
I love how it's just like, what is that? And it's not an alien.
It's definitely not an alien. You have no proof. It's a cyborg. Got it?
I'll prove it. It's a mutant. So it's less bad than an alien.
No, that's a human brain. That doesn't help your case. I mean, I'm curious what they're going to do, but they're really fucking cool. Necromunda's getting some really cool sculpts, and obviously a lot of this stuff is like updates to the Delac and their psychic powers and them tapping into their kind of super cool psychic experiments and weird monsters and things. I think it's going to be really cool and thematic, as all Necromunda books are. Okay, last thing, new start set for Aeronorica Imperialis. We've got Eldar versus Space Marines.
And a plastic Thunderhawk.
And a plastic Thunderhawk. Where is it? There he is. It's really small. It's cool. It's fucking cool.
That's such a funny reveal because you know they put so much detail into the Thunderhawk just so they could do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good meme.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's gonna be the starting box. It's got Eldar stuff. These are Eldar 412 players, so you know, little plastic versions of those, which is cool. It's a nice starter set. The salamanders are somehow the story focus. Fuck knows why. Because they're on a lava planet. But hey, it's Aeronautica Imperialis. I would be kind of tempted with these. I might get involved. I'd probably paint these as Deathwatch. I don't know why, because I just kind of want to. The one thing that annoyed me, though, with Aeronautica, and I hope this changes it, is the shitty paper mat you had to use to play on. It was like, if it was just a card one, like a thick cardstock folding out one, that would have been fine.
The one in this picture definitely looks like thick card.
True, but I don't see any fold points.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. The thing is, though, it's probably just because it's a render.
Yeah,
And
so it would be paper.
It's a 50-50 of whether it's... If it's paper, I'm not even going to fucking bother.
On
Because...
the last two boxes, paper.
Yeah, like...
That's the third.
It sucks, because, like, oh, you've got all these cool models, and then you've got the shitty paper to play on.
Yep.
It doesn't look nice. If it's like, oh, this is a quick game, it's like, oh, it's the people who play, it's like, right, I'm going to play Magic, with... Oh, no, Yu-Gi-Oh! With the shitty paper fold-out thing they give me to learn the game. I was like, oh, no, now I'll buy a nice mat to go with it. But they don't exist for Aeronautica. And there's no way to step up so that the actual hobby that you're playing on looks really nice. The models are cool,
Okay.
but I feel like the rest of it is quite lackluster.
You could probably get a third party one.
I hope they exist. If they do, I haven't seen them, though, annoyingly. And yeah, Plastic Thunderhawk. I don't know what else we could say about that, to be honest. It's cool. I really like the Thunderhawk. I'd never buy one.
It's got a big gun, and it's got some other big guns on
It
it.
looks like there's a plane here. It looks like this bit breaks off and they fly away.
Yep.
I mean, to be fair, the Xiphon Interceptors are cool. I really like Xiphon Interceptors. I was actually going to buy one for the Deathwatch as like an and like to deal with some of the flyer stuff, because that was when flyers were really like everyone.
Yeah, they
had
were
a
a
flyer.
menace for a while.
Yeah. But obviously though, that's a very expensive kit to do that kind of thing. And that's it on box games. That was pretty much all Warhammer Fest, and it was interesting. It was a good time. But I find it odd. It's like, oh, we're going to do Warhammer Fest, the biggest Warhammer event of the year. By the way, there's 2 more reveals happening in this month,
Yeah.
which are probably going to be an hour long, and every day of this was half an hour. You know?
You think they'd go a
Yeah.
bit more on it?
Yeah, you think they'd go all out, but like they showed us a lot of stuff.
I
that we'd
don't
already
think
seen.
they were done. I think they're still waiting on like the animation or something like that to be finished.
Maybe could have been
Maybe.
delays. It's
something
hard
like
to tell.
that.
They don't fucking tell anyone. So yeah.
It was weirdly lackluster. Like, but that's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Fine.
Ooh, carry on. I don't want to. I don't want to cut people off.
That was
No,
all it
you
was.
Yeah. Last thing we could probably mention. Total Warhammer 3 got a gameplay thing today, which was showing off a kind of reverse survival siege battle, in which the Kislev forces go into the realms of chaos and go and kick a bloodthirster in the face.
It was cool.
And there's also a little bit of a map for Old World, which they showed off in the article, which is more in the north and the area of Kislev itself, with some minor things, and obviously the Chaos Waste, the Frozen Sea. And it's like, ooh, that's pretty cool. It's just showing off a little bit, just by the way, it exists. They haven't given a release date for Total Warhammer 3, and they've got more showing off, but hey, we got a sick Bloodthirster. If you want to watch the trailer or watch the gameplay, it's up on YouTube. Go and find it. We're not going to talk about it here too much. I think that's everything on that front. Shall we rant about vampires for a bit?
Yeah.
What's
Okay.
wrong with them?
Okay, so for summary, as we go back to the main, we'll go back to the main page for a sec. We can go through the leaks because I have them. I've linked them as well if people want to have a look at them. The Soulblight Gravelords are up for pre-order this weekend, and with alongside a new book for them, as the vampires are kind of taking to their own, separating a bit more from having a separate identity from Nagash, even though Nagash is in the book.
It's Legion of Nagash too, but
Is Nagash
weirdly.
in the book?
Yeah, he's in the
Yeah,
book.
it's Legion.
But Legions of Nagash isn't going to be a thing
Yeah, this is Legion.
because
This book is Legion of Nagash.
Arcan isn't in this book, but Nagash is, because Nagash was also in the Bone Reapers book. Because it's still a death thing, so I'm assuming he's
Arcan.
Arcan. I
should
don't.
be in this book.
I didn't see him on the points list.
If Arcan isn't in this book, Arcan will no longer have a data sheet.
So I didn't see him. I saw Neferata and I saw the vampire characters, but not Arcan.
There isn't a because he's Legion of Sacrament, right?
Yes, because he's
There's
not a
there's-
vampire. He's a lich.
There's no Legion of Sacrament in this.
Yeah. So hence why it's Arcan's not in there, but it's the same kind of thing as the Bone Reapers, because when the Bone Reapers released, Nagash got a new datasheet with it, just because. But obviously,
It's just called Nagash now.
No, he's Supreme Lord.
he's got a separate name, but we'll kind of talk about that.
You only need to give the first name because anything after a comma is a subtitle.
Yeah.
Right.
So-
okay,
Which
because
kind of defines his
in the Nighthaunt book and all the other books, whenever anything refers to him, he's Nagash, Supreme Lord of the Undead.
Right.
In this, he's just Nagash. So I wasn't sure if they just changed it.
It's like if you refer to Tackless, it's Tackless. It's not Tackless and blah 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 blah. Right?
Yeah.
And Selenar.
Because there's no point. No.
So
Yeah.
what the honest wargamer, the great lads that they are, went through the links this afternoon. I caught Alex I was watching it while I was waiting for shit to build and work, and I noticed that Alex was also watching because he said about rattling guns.
No, because I was also waiting for fucking calls to come through, and they just didn't. I was just sitting there doing nothing all day.
Yeah, exactly. That's fair. So the leak went out. People got a hold of the book early, posted everywhere. Most likely, this is a review copy, so this is what everyone's going to be pre-ordering and getting in the post.
Mm-hmm.
There's some mistakes. There are some typos that don't make sense. For example, having something that happens in the hero phase and fight in the hero phase when there's no other mention of being able to fight in the hero phase. What is my cat doing? Cat, can you fucking not, please?
There's also corpse cards. So corpse cards give Deadwalker zombies +1 save.
That's
Just
fine.
flat.
That's already been FAQ'd.
Already been FAQ'd?
Yeah, no,
anything with a dash and it's a save.
It's a 7-up
has a
save.
7-up save.
Yeah, that
Okay.
was in a core
'Cause
rulebook
I've
FAQ.
Other core roll.
I was looking at it just like, how did they fuck that up?
No, I was like,
Okay,
no,
I didn't
I looked at
realize
that,
it
I'm like,
counted
what
as
is that?
7.
But then someone clarified. I'm like,
Yeah,
that
and
makes
you
sense.
do, if you go Manfred,
Wait, so my rats have a...
and if you go Manfred Judge, they get a 5-up save in the first turn, right? Because
Yes.
of Legion of Blood and
Oh, Legion of Shadows.
Legion of Knights. Legion
Yes,
of Night.
Knight. Whatever. Shadows.
So
fuck it.
they're in the first turn, your zombies are fucking resilient considering it's funny.
Yeah. It's kind of... And plus also it's very easy to get them back. Like, zombies, surprisingly, are a breakout star unit out of this book. But
Yeah,
one point that I seem to get while watching him go through the reveal, or go through the leaks and kind of say a few things, is that there seems to be, at least from what I would feel, there is a very big emphasis on all the new Radikar stuff, all of the bestial dynasty,
The Wolfgang.
all the Wolfgang, all of that. Those, like, if you want to run that dynasty, you've got so many opportunities, you've got so many tools. If you want to use Manfred's fucking bonkers.
Yeah.
If you want to do anything else, it's kind of
No.
there, I feel.
No, it's not. You completely forget to mention of Blood Knights, how fucking good they are, and if you could make one of the tankiest armies in Sigmar with like 2-up saves everywhere. There's a few good ways to build them.
Yeah.
They're good, honestly. There's definitely some things that aren't fantastic. If
Like
you're
the
playing
entire lore of the vampires
competitively.
is garbage.
Like, if you're playing it's not garbage, it's not fantastic.
Lord,
it's a mess.
It's-
Which is
Lord of the Vampires is great. Everything's casting value 5.
Yeah, but it's just do D3 mortal wounds. The one I did like is the... Well,
Like
we'll
its
go through it
characters.
now, actually. Because we've got it here. Well, we can kind of have a bit of discussion. It's going to be hard to read because obviously it's people taking pictures with their phone.
I thought it's fine.
Yeah, the quality's alright. One thing that I also found was kind of weird that he mentioned was that all the vampires can only cast one spell. There's
That's a little
one.
strange.
There's one character that can cast 2, and it's the old lady on the wolf.
Yeah,
Even
it's
the
a little weird.
necromancer cannot cast more than one spell. Obviously, his inbuilt spell is bonkers.
I don't
The
think they did
necromancer
before.
shouldn't
The
be able to. Because at the end of the day, most wizards can't. Like, almost, it's very rare that a wizard can't cast more than one spell, right?
Really?
But-
Okay.
Yeah, no, it is really rare. A
Like,
vampire lord probably should though, because
Vampire lords
they're
only
big and
get one.
important.
Even the
Um,
one of the not the Mortis engine. What is it? The one that has
Seeker
the
Paladin.
yeah, that's the one. The one that has the 4 vampires sitting on it can only cast once.
Oh, the
yeah,
Bloodseeker
but I
Shaman.
think
Yeah.
that should
That seems
that
weird
should
to
cast
me.
more
Probably.
because it's like 300 points or
Yeah.
something. It's a bit
So
weird.
we'll go through mention. Obviously, if you take Nagash gets all the whole, cast. He gets all the spells because he's Nagash. The inbuilt spell, there's a separate spell that everyone has access to, which is Invigorating Aura. Cast on an 8, +1 if you've got a hero for each hero on the battlefield, not nearby, just on the battlefield.
Yeah,
They
so
all
that's
channel
like
together.
cast. It's like a cast
So-
value of 2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you're gonna have so many heroes. Pick a summonable unit, anyone with a summonable keyword, which includes your Black Knights, Graveguard, Wolves. I don't think Felbat's a summonable. Can't remember.
It's literally everything.
Yeah, pretty much most of your main stuff that
Felbat's, I
isn't
think,
that isn't a like chariot or is a vampire is summonable. Zombie dragons I don't think are.
Well, Zombie Dragon wouldn't be affected by this anyway.
No, but yeah, you can either heal heal 3 wounds
Oh, you could eat.
allocated to the unit, or if there's no wounds allocated, bring back slain models that to the unit that have a combined wound characteristic of 3, so 3 skeletons, 3 zombies, a Black Knight, and a half. Because I think
Yeah.
Black Knights have got 2 wounds.
Holy shit, that's great.
I was like,
Sorry,
that,
carry on.
that seems like a good spell.
I'm
That's
reading other
fantastic.
spells.
Yeah, that for because of yes, it's an 8, but hell, you're gonna have loads of heroes on the board anyway.
Yeah.
So early game, you're getting shot at, or things are getting blown up, or something like that. It's like, oh, just bring them back. That's fine. And I'm pretty sure the problem is though, you can only cast it once, like every spell.
Yeah,
You can only cast it once.
they do lack the healing, but it's not too bad because I guess they have other things now.
See, this
heal
is
it.
actually why I wanted to say, because when I looked at that entire thing, I thought this kind of looks a bit lackluster. I don't think I'm going to pre-order this. And you say, actually, not just that, but just everything from the book, and you're like, actually, there is some really cool stuff in here. This is why I wanted to bring it up on this episode.
I wouldn't say
There's
they
loads of
lack
cool stuff in here.
healing because so
They,
they have
they lack they don't heal the same way,
Yeah.
but they heal it. They have more fun things to
Mhm.
kind of balance it
so-
out.
every vampire you have can heal 3 separate units at a turn.
Yeah, but you can't stack it on the same unit, I think is what it is.
The same unit cannot benefit from the spell more than once per turn.
Sorry,
No,
your face-
I think George on
Last,
about the other
last
thing.
line of Invigorating Aura.
I think George on
um,
about something else.
Okay, right. Well, I mean, there's also... Just looking through the lore of the vampires, I mean...
It's good. I don't know what you're on about. It's the Soul Pike is insane.
yeah.
What is Soul Pike
Soul
do?
Pike is Soul Pike does what Ogre More tribes do to themselves. You put it on someone and they charge you. They do what Ogre More tribes do, but they hit themselves instead. That's insanely
That's cool.
strong.
That's actually quite...
Yeah,
okay, I quite like
Stupidly
that.
good. Like, I love that. That's a really strong.
On a 6? On a 6, that's not
Yeah.
bad for like a for a psychic power with
6?
18 inches. Like, that's
You're gonna
really
get that off
good.
it almost every single time. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure the Wolf Gang can re-roll.
Mm.
So it's like
Pinions is good as well. Orb is okay. Rest of the lore is pretty hot trash, says Helltog. What is the Pinions? Let's have a look at this. There's the Amaranthine Pinions. Casting value
Accidental
of
move
5.
is okay. I wouldn't say it's that good.
Uh,
It depends you put it on, right?
Plus
Quite
nice
touch
on
to the caster's
vampires.
move.
Yeah,
To the caster's
like,
move.
you,
And it cannot
if
benefit from more than once.
if they need to charge, sure. If they're good in combat, I'm pretty sure they're kind of lacking. You're probably better off just advancing and casting a better spell. I would have thought.
I can see
but-
Soul Pike working on armies that you want to be charging you, that you know for a fact are going to be charging you pretty soon. And if you can get
Stick
within
it on-
18 inches and
yeah.
just like, bam. Even Ogre's a good example, because
There
it
are,
is...
there are- okay,
equal to the
there are
charge
no
roll.
armies that do not want to charge you.
It
Alright,
depends on
like,
how
it's-
it's the
Paragon.
early charge.
almost no one, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
So
yeah.
if you slap Soulpike onto someone, sure they might not charge that unit anymore, but they were going to.
Yeah.
Even if they doesn't do damage, you're still stopping. You're
You're
lowering their
making them
options.
having to pause and think. Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
if you
making them
put
have.
that on a character, that character might just die if it charges you. It's pretty good.
Well, I was gonna say the worst case scenario in any game is that your opponent gets to do everything they want to. That is
Without
immediately
consequence,
stopping
yeah.
them from doing something that they want to,
Yeah. Yeah. So there's
or punishing them for it.
That's
Yeah, it's
true.
making them have a cost for just
Yeah.
running at you.
And then we got
Yeah.
Amaranthine Orb, which is just an extra thing. Casting value of 6, pick a
If
point on the battlefield within
successful-
9 that is visible to them. Draw an imaginary straight line. Everything, like whoever's in on that line, on a 2-up, they take D3 all the wounds, and then death units aren't affected. It's like, cool.
Wait,
I mean, that seems
This is-
okay because it seems quite a short distance, but in
You have to
reality,
remember that
you want everything
on a
to
not-
be quite close to combat anyway.
you have to remember that all of these. So, it's kind of okay that these aren't super strong, and the reason for that is because when they were super strong initially, when these I guess first came out, they kept rolling 9s and 10s and just fucking killing everything with spells, right?
Right.
That's probably
Cast
why they
twice.
power them down a little bit because
So
they can cast them twice.
this is more of a nerf or a rebalance.
Which isn't
at the
good.
very least.
That's not necessarily a good thing for them to do, though.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I think like Soul Pike, because there's a chance you put that on 2 units. That's amazing.
Yeah.
What's the orb do again? If you pick one point on the battlefield, it's the
Within
cast of-
9.
Pinion's
Oh,
a
it's
pain
a
in the ass
line.
because it will double the spell and you cast it on yourself twice and it won't do anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Orb is
So-
great.
Just real quick with Orb, can you? I assume you can cast from inside combat, as in like.
Yes.
From,
Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, if you are frontline center and you cast that, you're
Mhm.
easily. Well, I mean, obviously hitting whatever you are
Touch
in base to base with,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Also, on what planet is
and
Spirit
then
Gale
just choose
bad?
what else you hit.
Spirit Gale,
Because,
casting
like,
value
that's
of 5. Pick an enemy unit within 18 and roll 2d6. If the roll is greater than the unit's bravery, summons a number of mortal wounds equal to the difference between its
Yeah.
bravery and the roll.
That's always a good spell.
That's
like a
okay.
reoccurring
That
thing.
seems okay. I
That's
guess
great.
the downside is that
Depends who you're against.
yeah,
but,
it
like-
depends on who it's against, and it's also the
Right, but like
it may
if you're
not pan off
against
too much
Lumineth-
depending on your dice roll.
Right. But if you're against Lumineth, what is the bravery characteristic of a group of wardens?
8?
6.
Really?
Yeah. If they use their
Bravery-
it's 5. If they're in combat with you as a Gravelord,
Is that
like,
bravery? Is that in the bravery phase, in battle shock phase, or is it always a reduction? Because I know some things are only battle shock.
Mm-hmm.
it's
Wardens might be 7 though.
it's just subtract bravery. So
That seems
if
really low for what they are.
they have a rule,
no, Sigmar has lower bravery than 40k.
yeah,
Remember,
just in general.
Hmm.
Like Seraphon have bravery 6.
unless they're
Yeah,
demon.
Unless they're like celestial.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a rule that Soulblight have
Yeah, they're
in
6.
that their Deadwalkers and Death Rattle units reduce your bravery.
Your zombies and your skeletons, Black Knight's Graveguard.
Yeah. They reduce it by 1 if there's 1 unit and 2 if there's more than 1 unit
Okay.
within
Yeah.
6.
And that's not in the battle shock phase. That's always.
That's all.
No,
it
That's
is.
cool. That's
You
cool.
could,
pretty
you
good
could
then, right?
do an insane amount of damage with that then.
Mm.
Yeah.
So I
yeah,
guess
exactly.
I guess what
It's,
it's the initial onset of understanding the context of how these spells are going to work.
Hmm.
The downside is, like, I feel like the downside is the fact that you're not casting these spells frequently because you don't have many casters. Well, you have a lot of casters, but they only can cast one thing, and they're usually
You still have more
casting
casters than
something very
don't-
specific.
they don't have any casters unless they have lots of spells, but they do have
Mhm.
more casters than almost every one of your heroes will be a caster.
I think the only one that
there's a
isn't is
few
the
weird
White King.
examples.
Pretty sure
I
it's
think
just
there's
the White.
something
Oh,
else.
and Radikar.
Yeah, I think there's. I know there's someone else who should be in it. They're not. It's weird.
Is
I
it the
forgot
Rat
who it was.
Prince?
No, it's.
Isn't it just Radikar?
It might be Radikar.
Yeah, Radikar.
Yeah.
I think the yeah, because he's a vampire and the zombie dragon
Alright.
named one can do it too.
Good.
Yes.
Just I'm curious. What do you think the bravery of Liberators are?
Considering what you said about the Lumineth, I'm gonna say 7.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah,
See?
which So
It's good-
statistically,
that's
if
good
they've got
bravery.
any bravery reduction,
It's why
then
when
you're
they
doing mortal wounds with that spell.
It's why 9th edition and 8th edition was always funny to me, because they're like, we're gonna make bravery matter. Space Marines, here you go. These ship 8, but their sergeant makes them 9 or something like that. And I was
Yeah.
like, what the
Yeah.
fuck are you doing? It's the opposite of what you said you're gonna do.
Yeah, I guess a lot of this comes from lack of understanding from carrying between games.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah,
hence
yeah,
why a lot of
definitely.
this is kind of confusing to me. When he said, it's like, "Oh, this is kind of like this is a mid-tier book," I'm like,
It's definitely mid tier. Like
Yeah.
it's not, but that's good.
it's not
honestly,
bonkers
it's
strong.
not busted.
It's not
There's a few-
horrendous.
It's where it should be.
Yeah.
There's a few things which need to be clarified and buffed, maybe.
Yeah.
But a lot of that can be done in points changes. So we might literally be getting new points for everything in a month's time.
That's true. I feel like also with this
Or-
book, yeah, things are slightly overcosted with this book.
Yeah, or things will go up, but this book won't.
Yeah.
If that happens, that's stupid because they released it in this edition, not next edition, so they should have kept it for this edition.
Mm.
But I am with a lot of overcosting that does exist in this book,
Yeah.
and the fact that they've already gone to the 5-point increments of this book, which is what everyone's going to have probably in a month's time,
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
makes me think it's a bit strange. So it might be that they just don't increase the points in this book. They probably will, because otherwise direwolves will be way too fucking cheap. Because direwolves are good, man. Oh my
Direwolves can
god,
be,
direwolves.
especially with Radikar and that
Yeah.
that dynasty, just they seem really spicy.
And then the
Oh, sorry, Karen.
yeah, it's like direwolves are good. You can go mass zombies, which is like if you want to
Zombies,
play
I think for 20
zombies,
is 135 points.
yeah, if you want to go to a tournament, right? It's 100. Yeah, I think something like that.
Yeah.
If you want to go to a tournament and you want to play zombies, right? You're gonna have to take at least like 200 painted minis. I'm pretty sure if you want to do like a proper zombies list, because it's just like you're gonna start with like 3 units of 40, which takes you to like that's 120, maybe 4 units, maybe you need 160 of these zombies. Who fucking knows? But then you're gonna kill things, and you're gonna get more zombies. You're gonna get more zombies in.
Mm.
Stupid. I love it.
Especially because they just
a
start
lot.
they start just self-repairing themselves.
Yeah,
No,
that's-
it's only if they kill things, right?
but like
Yes,
if you
but
went
also
against,
because the spell, you could be like, oh, just sprinkle a
shit,
little bit
yeah.
more on. Yeah.
Yeah.
And your vampire will be like, you get D3, you get D3, you get D3.
Oh no, it's
Wait,
it's just flat 3.
like
Oh wait,
that.
when
the
you say
spell
D3,
will
No,
increase them above the
the
max,
chalice,
Vampires-
is the chalice.
Vampires innately will just give like replenish stuff around them.
Ah, right.
Yeah, but you
okay.
can't. The vampires can't increase the cap on the unit. They can only do display models,
Mm.
whereas zombies can kill and gain models.
Yes. And then have the
Cat.
models that died come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, like all
Yeah.
poxwalkers.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I was gonna say I kind of miss what was it? Was it old Nids
Poxwalkers. Oh,
I was
Nid,
gonna say, that could just shit out more gaunts as the
spawning pools, and
the-
the mother one who can like
Yeah.
3d6 and she just spits out like
The
15
Termagant.
gaunts. Termagant. Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
but they would just keep on spawning more gaunts throughout the thing.
Yeah.
Keep going.
They
That
were
was
hard to
cool.
deal with in 7th, honestly. Like in like a shop, like
That
a
was-
small game.
Yeah,
600
but
points.
I was gonna say I think I remember I can't remember who it was. It was probably mini wargaming, something like that. But just back when I was first looking at 40k, just them how keeping a track of what's going on in the game, but just on a notepad keeping a track of how many points above 2,000 they'd gone throughout the game.
Oh fuck!
Like,
There's all these.
This
term-
game I spawned 300 points with extra of gaunts.
and then they fix that.
That's a thing in Sigmar as well, because
That's the thing in this book too.
Well, some units come with summons, like
Oh, Zinch has loads of that.
yeah, Zinch has a lot of that.
Yeah.
So people will be like, ah, yes, this is a 2,250 point list of Zinch because
They could
they get
summon
a
that
bunch
many,
of free
yeah.
summons. Well, that 2,000 points actually make them they're worth this much.
I remember
why they're a bit
reading for the
broken.
Soulblight there was a thing where if you killed a unit, you could spawn up to like half the amount of wounds from that unit as zombies.
Yeah.
That's a thing, isn't it?
It says you can respawn a unit of zombies that you've had that's died.
Right. Okay. It's not the other way around. Okay. That's
But
fair.
no, but you have to kill one of their
you have to
units
kill a
first.
unit to do it.
One of theirs as well.
Okay, that makes sense. Let's quickly go on to... We'll get onto Manfred in a sec, but we've got to point out, let's see, they've shown off some of the battalions.
I like the battalions.
Okay, when I read that one, the one that I would most likely always want to take is, okay, 2 Vampire Lords, 2+, so you can fit loads in. a Bloodseeker Palanquin or a Coven Throne, because they're the 2 vampire thing, and two or more units of Blood Knights. In the hero phase, you heal D3 wounds allocated to each of the units in this battalion.
Cool.
Seems okay, you know?
Tops up your Blood Knights
you're...
if they're taking any damage.
Yeah, because they're 3 wounds
nice.
each. Felwind Flock, 2 to 3 units of Valgeists and 2 to 3 units of Velbats. No one's probably going to take that because no one wants Velbats. +1 to hit, though. It's actually, for Vargeists, having been +1 to hit, if they made a charge, which is what they get +1 to... I think they get +1 attack if they charge.
What's wrong with Velbats?
Velbats are like they're pretty expensive for what they are.
do, and they don't really do anything.
What they are good for, I'm gonna double check now. They do have a purpose, and their purpose is. I've got it for you.
Okay, cool.
They are. Oh my fucking! Where are they? Let me open that in a new tab so I can read it easier.
I think they're 85 points for 3.
It's something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
That's not bad because they're 4 wounds. I think they're 3 to 4
They're
wounds
75
each.
points for 3.
75
It's not
points.
too bad, but
Yeah, like 9
they don't
wounds.
do much because their attacks are completely garbage.
Mm.
Yeah.
What they are good for is taking objectives, but they're also not battleline.
Yeah, because if you're like, oh, I'm gonna go send stuff to go deal with objective, one hero needs to walk up and kill them all. You know, or just to contest it. So, I guess there is a place for them, but probably the wolves may do it better, depending on the list. But you know, hey, you get a battalion which is +1 to hit, cool, just a flat +1 to hit. We've got the Death Stench Drove, which is 1 to 2 corpse guards, 2 units of direwolves, and 2 units of zombies, +1 attack for all melee weapons used by the units in this battalion if they're wholly within 12 inches of any corpse carts. That is really good.
It's really cool.
Because your corpse cart, the problem, your corpse cart is as fast as your zombies.
That's fine.
Because it's a 4-inch move for the corpse cart. And +1 attack for all those for like a big ass unit of zombies. It's pretty schmexy.
Makes them much more of a threat.
Yeah. And then we got
direwolves.
Yeah, and direwolves as well, because direwolves can be
Well, the
pretty,
thing, I mean,
schnazzy too.
there is so many ways to give zombies +1 attack. I think you can get them up to +3.
Yeah, Manfred gives them +1 attack as well.
And then a 6 to hit does multiple wounds, right? And if you're going against things with 1 wound, that's a 6 to hit. So you roll like 10 6s, you just wipe out a unit, and you roll 10 2-ups, and then boom, you get like 8 more zombies.
Yeah. And then last one, we've got Death March, which is a White King, 1 to 3 units of Black Knights, 1 to 3 units of Graveguard, and more than 2 units of Skeletons. Start the movement phase, pick up to 3 friendly units in this battalion, wholly within 12 of the White King. If you do so, add 3 to the movement characteristic, which helps for the Graveguard especially.
It's actually really sick thematically.
Oh yeah, but they can also still run and charge with that. So if they started and they go outside of it, they still get that +3 on that. They still get +3 movement. They can still charge.
That's pretty good.
Which is really nice.
That's pretty good, actually.
And there's one thing I did want to mention, because we're kind of going through all of this, and it's hard to have an order because annoyingly this is out of order. It pisses me off.
Yeah.
Corpse carts pretty fucking poggers for what they are. Let's see. Blood Knights we've already seen, but we'll talk about them a bit. Here's points. Graveguard, which are obviously big stonks on Graveguard, which was a fair point. In order to take any of the stuff, if you want to take any of the Cursed City stuff, you have to take them all together, and there's 755 points for them all.
Makes sense.
Why can't you take them separately?
Why would you? You're playing an Orphan list.
I mean, if you're playing a really thematic Orphan list, yeah. But I thought, like, having Gorslav the Gravekeeper in a different army would be cool, or like in a slightly different.
Would make sense. It would make sense for them. The big sad is how garbage the 2 named characters are: the Rat Prince and the Thirsting Blade, Lady Annika and Kritza. They're just not good.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
That's it. Good. They're not. Those are the ones that aren't wizards. That does not make any sense.
Yeah.
Because they're both vampires.
Yeah. Shall we have
and they're not wizards.
Let me find the date sheet.
Like,
there you go.
They just don't do anything for you.
Yeah, Lady Annika.
They're both generals as well.
Yeah.
Which is bizarre.
It's because they're in the Vycross Dynasty, everybody's a general. If you take Vycross Dynasty, every hero is a general. It counts as being a general.
Which doesn't mean anything.
But why?
Why the fuck not?
I think that's something that in this book that's weird, but will make sense.
It could be explained by third edition.
Third edition, yeah. I think there's a few things in that book are like that.
Was there anything like that before the new edition of 40k came out? Like, I'm trying to think of the previous, like the book that came out just
because
before.
in 40k they couldn't give a shit about releasing codexes that would be good in the next edition.
Yeah, they just did Psychic Awakening instead, didn't they?
Yeah, that's true. They did
You're right. Psychic Awakening was just kind of. It wasn't even.
And that was already a mess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas in Sigmar, before second edition Sigmar, they had already started
second edition books
in like January. And that was kind of shown in the way that things were having more. I think things had more commandability, which at the time was garbage because only your general could use the command ability in first edition Sigmar, nobody else, which was shit.
I'm pretty sure there was a couple of things with like Daughters of Cain, and you're like, why would I ever make this my general?
And then they said like, oh, but anyone can do it, and you're like, oh, that makes sense.
But now anyone can use the command abilities, right? That's a huge thing.
One thing, Alex, if you remember when we're talking about crits of the Rat Prince, the Scurrying Retreat, he can infinitely regenerate himself.
Yeah, so if this model has been slain at the end of your movement phase, you roll a dice on a 4-up. A model identical to this one that was slain is added to your army, and you set it within 9 inches of him. But the thing is, so he's slain immediately. Every single movement phase, he counts as being slain because it doesn't end. He is like movement phase 4. He was slain 4 turns ago, so you have to roll. But then that applies to every single copy you get.
Yeah.
So you can get 18 Rat Princes on the board.
So many Rat Princes. That's gonna get FAQ'd so fucking quickly.
Oh yeah, 100%.
It's kind of funny.
But like,
look at my army of Rat Princes.
Yeah.
Because you don't bring him back, you get an identical copy. So if he dies, his rule is now also in effect, right? So now you don't
set him back up.
No, yeah.
Yeah, you are correct. And I hate it.
Would you like to see my 2,000 points of Rat Princes?
In a way, it's funny and kind of fits the Rat Prince vibe, you know.
I can kind of, because it's just a pile of rats, you know.
However, I swear to God, if someone tried to pull that in a tournament, obviously there'd be a discussion about it. But surely the argument on the other side would be, that's not what they meant, though, was it?
Yeah, well, no, because also, who the fuck is going to be having 18 Rat Princes and be like, that's a tournament list?
How do you think
fuck run that? Fuck it.
It might be because it's a named character. The way it works out is that you can only have him on the board once.
But that's not how Unique works. Unique is you can't have your list more than once.
Yes, you can't have him in your army more than once.
It's supposed to work like the homunculuses from the Dark Elder Codex.
Yeah, but they didn't
like the Master Homunculus.
I think the whole point of this is if you do fail the roll, you can try it in the next movement phase, and then the next movement phase, right?
Yeah,
that's what they want from it.
Yeah.
That's what they want from it. The error isn't that you can keep rolling more than once. The error is that it's an identical one, not you set him back up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair. Right. What do we want to look? What do we want to look at next? Do we want to carry on? Do we want to look at some more units, or do we want to go into the factions and sub-factions and allegiance abilities?
Again.
I was going to ask, would it be okay if I leave you guys to this? And go
that's fair.
Pass the fuck out.
Understandable, John. That's absolutely fine.
It has been absolutely lovely. Do definitely continue with this, though, because this is fascinating, and I'm probably going to have this on in the background as I fall asleep.
We appreciate it, John. Thank you. Just us arguing.
Try and get the ASMR tones in.
ASMR Rat Prince vibes. Go to sleep.
You need to change the title.
That's tomorrow's title.
Love you guys. Been wonderful chatting. Talk to you soon.
All right. Night, boo.
Bye.
See you in a bit.
Yeah.
Right.
So my only question then is, guys, right? Is why are you no longer interested in them? What were you interested in before that they left?
I don't know. Here's the idea that I had in my head, right? Was that I wanted 20 Blood Knights. I wanted the guy who runs the Blood Knight dynasty. I wanted I don't know. I
Wait,
guess
who the fuck is that?
it's the Prince Vordry, which he's a beast, right? He is absolutely fucking bonkers.
What does he look? What does he look like?
He's just a named vampire prince on Blood Dragon, on the zombie dragon.
Oh, he's an old model.
He's an old. No, he's just a. Yeah, you just build him out of that kit, but
Okay,
he's a
I didn't
named
know that.
character, and he's pretty
Right.
pretty fucking cool.
Okay.
But he just kind of like that was the idea. It's like, oh yeah, I want to run a Blood Knight list, and I think that'd be kind of funky. The problem is though is that
he's
when
got
I
a spell called the Fist of Nagash.
Yeah,
that's
it's
his
cool.
command ability, which is pick
Oh,
another.
there's a command ability. Yeah.
Quick Blood is his spell, which is put under hidden wounds for attacks made with melee weapons by the caster, which is
On a 7.
fucking good.
Yeah,
The Bloodlands hit in 2s and wounds in 2s then.
Yeah, and it's +1 damage if he charges you.
Plus 2 damage if he charges
Plus
you.
2
He has
damage and
of
+1 rend, so it's
He's-
it's 4 damage, 3 rend,
4 damage and 4 attack on the
which
turn.
is pretty weird.
That's insanely strong.
Yeah, but you
So
got the Fist of
yucky.
Nagash, which is pick another friendly Soulblight Gravelord's hero, hottie within 12, within 3 inches of enemy units, they can fight. Okay, you can fight in the hero phase. It's like, okay, that's cool. One thing I found weird, like, because let me just kind of explain my thought process, and you can shoot down each point. Vampire lords are kind of meh in combat.
Which
So if we look at just the traditional Vampire Lord, 4 attacks, 3 threes, -1 D3 damage.
how many points are they?
Oh fuck, I've gone too far on the Imgur.
They
Shit.
are.
For a normal bog standard one. Fuck, I've got to refresh. Oh, piss. No!
140 points.
140
A
points.
they're a little expensive.
No,
But-
they're not. Well,
but
actually, yes.
They are a wizard.
True.
A
And
Warlock
their attacks
Bombardier.
are very good.
Yeah, their attacks are fine. They're missing some rend, I think. But you'll
It's only
probably give them a
-1.
relic. This person will have a relic, right?
Yeah, well, probably.
Well, can you
As-
take it? Wait, or would you pick
as-
why wouldn't you just pick a generic Vampire Lord and Zombie Dragon? Or something?
Apparently
Fit the-
because
fit
of
the
the
list
points
there.
difference. So let me find the Vampire Lord, if I can find him. There's the Vigarian Lord. I wanted the Vigarian Lord to be super cool as well. I think he's okay.
They're fine. They're fine. They're just a
God, I hate
medium
this.
unit. They're good. They're just not like busted or anything.
Maybe I just kind of overhyped in my head and I was disappointed in myself, I guess. I don't know. It's hard to tell. It feels like, as well, with a lot of the new fun toys are with the Radagast faction. Or you just like, oh, you just have Manfred.
Did you see the command ability that they have for the Blood Knight faction?
The one that they get for the general one. No.
Yeah, the
I
command
did not.
ability.
Let's have a look.
Dudes, they've got a command ability, right? It's once per battle, and I think it's all friendly Blood Knight with wholly within 12 or 18
Mhm.
they get the
Oh,
get
right.
the
If
blood
if
ability.
if they kill a unit, which is
Yeah.
+1 damage to their melee weapons and
And
plus
trade
one to
you
wound.
in.
and
plus one
+1 wound to the characteristic.
Yeah, they all get that for the combat phase. All of everyone within a range.
That's kind of spicy. That's kinda
Fucking
spicy.
insane. That is
Within
but
12.
on that like when you have your big charge in, because you're gonna
Mhm.
have your big charge in with them.
Yeah.
You're gonna kill so many units of that, and that's genuinely really strong.
Yeah. And the other thing was, I felt it kind of weird that the Ogre Butcher can cast 2 spells, but a Vampire can only cost 1.
Yeah, that's strange, but like I guess the vampire also has the whole thing of the healing people and stuff, right? Which,
I guess,
like,
yeah.
they do have
They have
other
more
stuff.
inbuilt abilities kind of
I think
bouncing off of that, yeah.
The vampire lord probably could have done with an extra spell, if anyone.
Yeah, because
but
I don't
I
think
can
they have a spell inbuilt. Oh,
Yeah.
no, they just don't
They
have
don't.
one. They just have Arcane Bolt and Mystic Shield.
I guess they one they do have inbuilt is the invigorating aura thingy.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
also they do have for anything that's summonable +1 attack, with it if they're wholly within 12. So your
Pretty good.
zombies, just for a vampire lord, seems kind of nice with a 6-inch move.
There's some good relics you can give Castellite Dynasty. They've got one that's you have -1 to wound if you're within 6 inches. of the Vampire Lord,
That's
or
kinda
whoever you
cool.
give it to.
I don't know who I don't know who I take to be like the Lord specifically charging stuff. I wanted it to be the
it's strange
Vigorian
'cause
Lord, right? It's a 12-inch move, so we can keep up with the Blood Knights. Its attacks, it's got 4 attacks with its sword, 3's, -1, flat 2 damage. Its talons, 3 attacks, hits on 4s, wounds on 3s, -1 d6. So that's, I mean, though that's dealing with like Ogre Mortribe level.
That's scary.
But at least with Ogre Mortribes, they had -3 rend to that.
Yeah, but remember, Ogre tribes are like stupid strong.
Yeah, exactly.
They're
No, that's what I
fucking
mean.
expensive.
Like, they're super expensive. And then his tail d6 attacks, 4s, no rend, 1 damage. I wanted one of these to be running up the board because there's no. So weirdly, you can't just take a generic vampire on the same mount as Manfred or Neferado.
Of course
Oh,
you can.
No,
because
those are super special mens.
I thought because
Yeah.
originally you could take just a normal vampire on them in at least in
No.
fantasy, but I
You
guess
can.
now they've put them on zombie dragons.
You've never been able to on the
Yeah.
ones of those kits because they're like the gash things.
Yeah.
It's not in
You could-
Sigmar. I
you could-
distinctly
you could,
remember fantasy you could do that, but they must have changed that with Sigmar.
I don't think you could.
I'm pretty
You,
sure.
They're like
you
Warthog.
used
They're
to
like
be able to do a vampire on a horse, I think. But they just, what people were doing were using the Mortarch models.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
But I'm pretty sure everybody was just
Oh,
running
shit.
Arcane the Black.
Dude,
Because Arcane the Black was in every
a
fucking list they
Vengorian
were on.
Lord in a Blood Knight army is really strong.
yeah. How much is a Vengorian Lord then? There was a vampire on Abyssal Terror, but that's not the same thing. Right, that's what I'm getting confused about. Thank you,
what I'm
Starlog.
thinking about.
So the reason that you want a Vengorian Lord is genuinely a good idea in a Blood Knight army. It's the
Yeah.
whole point of a Blood Knight army is that they have 3 up saves everywhere, and you can get 2 up saves on them quite easily. That's why it's a good, like they might genuinely be quite like a good list, right?
Okay.
Vengorian Lord has a 3-inch aura reducing rend. So not only do you have a 2 up save, you effectively have like 1 better than that, right? Because no one can fucking rend you. That's
and then
insane.
he heals himself. What's he do at the start of the hero phase? If it's it can still run at charge if you roll less than the battle round. It's equal
That's
to or
okay.
less than the battle round. It can still run and charge.
free.
So it's free.
It's
It's
free.
nice.
But
And he's already fast, so
you can't use command abilities if you roll that.
That's true. And what is his command
Oh, 'cause
ability? Which is
because he goes nuts.
Yeah, it's a berserk mode.
Yeah,
I
if
like
you can use this command ability at the end of the combat phase, if any attacks by friendly Soulblight Gravelord units in the space destroyed enemy units, you can heal D6 wounds allocated to that unit.
The absolute best thing about this model, though, is its spell. Its spell is absolutely insane for a casting value of 6.
Clotted Deluge.
Yes,
enemy
I
unit within
forgot about
12, +1 to wound to things. Add 1 to wound rolls for attacks made with melee weapons that target that unit. That's really cool. That makes
You
sense.
just go, fuck that guy in particular,
Yeah.
and then they die. Because
Well,
that's a
good.
lot of attacks with +1 to wound, because you're going to focus it down, right? You just go, Archaon's up in my business, again, +1 to wound against him.
Fucking
that's a lot.
charge in.
That's good.
Yeah, okay.
That's making you, like, hit on 3s, wound on 2s.
Because I'm thinking out loud. Because is he a vampire lord?
Yeah. He's like half bat
No,
monstrosity.
he's a Vengorian lord. It's a different keyword. So I couldn't.
Oh,
Put,
yeah,
I
he's
can't
a-
put him in that
He's a
battalion.
vampire.
I can't put him in the battalion. But like,
Oh, right, that's it.
Because here's what I was thinking, right? Because now that I've seen that battalion, my original plan, what I saw, because if I help kind of explain my thought process and be like, I know. To be fair, when he was going, I forgot his name now off the top of my head for the Honest War Game. When he was going through the book, he said that there was quite a few things that were lackluster, and I thought that kind of applied to a lot more of the book. Probably then it's hard to read because I don't also understand full about Age of Sigmar rules.
He was referring to things. So when he explained it more later on, right? He wasn't saying that it was like, it's not that the units are complete shit or anything. It's just a case of they don't necessarily work with the synergy in the book, so you don't take them.
Okay.
Again, this is mainly for competitive anyway. Like, it's like, for example, he was on about Karageist and zombie dragons without a character on them. don't really do anything for the army. They're just big monsters that you can't interact with because there's nothing to buff them really, and there's
They're not
nothing that they can
summonable
buff.
either, so they
Yeah,
lose a lot
Exactly.
of
You
those
can't,
abilities.
yeah, you can't do anything with them.
Yeah.
But they do on their own.
They do
But
stuff.
if you take
yeah.
the sub faction where you can buff them and stuff, they're still a good arm. Like they're still a good fun army. They're just not like super competitive, which is fine. Like it would be better if they were,
Yeah.
more interesting. But it's
I
not the
mean,
end of the world, right?
Necromancer is fucking bonkers with this spell.
Necromancer, yeah, Necromancer's always been like a
Is
good
it still
unit,
Dance
but
Macabre?
Yeah, it stands
It's
for
a
card,
bit
but yeah, they
different.
can.
They buffed it.
Yeah, they could pick a summonable unit wholly within 18 inches of the caster until your next hero phase. If it's only fought once in the combat phase, when it's your turn to pick a unit, it can fight again if it's within 3 inches.
It used to only be in your combat phase.
That doesn't work with the half of the zombie ability. Actually, no, it does work really well with zombies because your zombies can pile in and be eligible to fight within 6 inches. So they move 3 and then they pile in.
They still need to be within 3 inches to do the second lot of attack, because it's on the spell specifically, not on.
Yeah, but that's the thing. This is the thing you do on the spell on the turn afterwards.
Oh wait.
Actually, it's casting value 6.
It's just
until
the
the
second
next
time you
hero
can.
phase. They can fight for us. No, that would work. That would work.
No, the spell would overwrite the rule on the war scroll. So for the spell to work, because it's specific, right? They'd have to be within 3 inches to do the second round of fighting.
Otherwise, they're not.
The thing is, though, is if they're eligible to fight first, they still pile in 6
They'll move
inches.
into range.
Yeah, they move into range and then they fight again.
Yeah,
That's how I see that working.
As long as they
100%.
don't, kill enough things to be outside of 3 inches, they'll be able
Which
to.
is unlikely.
Yeah, it is unlikely because they've got a 1-inch range and there's not going to be that many attacks.
Yeah.
The amount of ground the ground you can cover up your first 6-inch pile in is fucking insane.
Oh, the fact that you can pile in fucking 6 inches and they can't touch it is nuts.
Massive.
I loved how there was the thing. The big fucking 20 days later zombies.
Yeah,
they're just really slow, and they spot you and they go. Nah,
I'm having you.
They just
One thing I found weird, because this was kind of mentioned with kind of going off of how the Skaven rats worked and things. There's no extra rule for having more of them.
Good. There shouldn't
be. There shouldn't be.
There shouldn't be.
Yeah.
I
thought that was just a thing that Sigmar had.
It is.
They'll get more bravery, and that's what everyone has, right?
Right. Okay.
Not the things that usually gain a rule for being in a swarm are things that work in swarms, like rats.
I don't think zombies would work in a swarm, but
well, they're not smart enough, right? There's lots of them. They don't work together. Rats are genuinely smart enough to be better in a swarm.
And plus, they do mortal wounds on 6s, and you can give them an arseload of attacks.
That's what I'm gonna say, though, right? So other group things are usually groups of spears get +1 to hit because they make a spear wall. It's the idea.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
These guys, if they had something like that, it'd be stupid because they can replenish themselves, so they would have the buff most of the time. It'd be scary.
No ports reductions on hordes either. There's been a theme recently too. Yeah, I didn't notice that actually. It's you start up, you can take them in squads of 30, and it just halves and then halves and doubles. So
Luminous doesn't have anything for max size units, but at the same time, I don't think it would make sense for them to because I don't think full size units. It's their theme.
Yeah, it's worth noticing.
I would
going back to the Bengorian Lord. If you're going to take him in Castelli, he does still benefit from the if he kills things rule.
Oh, does he? Ooh.
Yeah, he's a vampire.
Yeah, true. He does have the vampire keyword. I'm pretty sure.
So yeah, does. if he kills a hero or monster, he gets
one thing I
damage.
wanted to bring up. Right, one thing I wanted
with that.
Oh, sorry, Karen.
Really? I thought that was a data sheet rule.
No. That's
it's the faction ability.
Yeah, Blood Knights don't get that. Vampires get that if you're Castelli.
Yeah, which your Blood Knights do because they're vampires.
There's a command trait in Castelli called...
Let me actually go to the Castelli bit so we actually can see what you're talking about.
It's called Power in the Blood. So if an enemy unit is destroyed within 6 inches of the general, the general counts as having killed that unit.
Yes.
For Castelli. So you have him there. Your Blood Knights come in and wipe like a hero or something.
That's not gonna happen
And
very easily.
yeah, or like they finish off a monster.
Mm.
And because it's like, yeah, he gets +1 damage on all of his attacks, but not his mount. He doesn't have a mount. He is his mount. So even like his like extra attacks with claws and tail get +1 damage.
Oh,
And
I
like
kind of want that. I kind of want to try that. That sounds
+2 to
spicy.
run and charges aren't too bad.
No,
that's
true.
insanely good.
True.
Especially when he goes in, charges, wipes a unit, and gets +2 to his like
And then
runs
he
and
can
charges
charge
from then
something
on.
else. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that's the thing is what I wanted to do was the Castelli. The
I like Castelli.
The Avangori though is apparently the weakest one out of them all.
Yeah, it's the weakest one again for what I mentioned earlier with the how Terrorgeist and Zombie Dragons by
Yeah.
themselves don't necessarily benefit from anything.
Yeah.
But like, there's some. It has potential.
It has potential.
it-
It'd have to be a very
it's the-
specific list. But it's the same. I hope it's
Yeah.
not the same situation of when Bone Reapers came out. It's like, oh, you play. There's the one good faction, and then a waste of time. Because Legion of Night is fucking scary.
Castelli.
I don't think Castelli's going to be like that.
It
but-
is. No, it is. Blood Knights are really strong. Like
Blood
genuinely.
Knights are strong,
They
but
wanna...
the thing is like...
No, I'm saying
Oh,
the good ones. The good ones are Castelli,
Legion of Night.
Knight, maybe Blood, and then Vicar.
Blood appears to be ignore negativity hit modifiers with death rattle units that are wholly within 12 of a vampire unit or wholly within 18 of a hero, if it's a general. Otherwise, the normal thing is that if a unit fails battle
because you
shock,
get Neferata, than anything.
yeah, if an enemy unit fails battle shock within 3 inches of any Legion of Blood vampire unit, add D3 to the models.
Actually, no, they're not that great. It's mainly the other three. But like you have 3 good
Vicross.
sub-factions there, which is more than most battle tomes,
Yeah.
honestly.
The
so...
Vicross one is fucking nuts.
Yeah,
Just flat
Vicross is
+1 to wound with any of your zombies if they're within 9 of a hero.
Vicross is the
just flat.
best.
And then
Because
also
I think the
always
best
re-rolling casting rolls for your wizards.
The main 2 builds are Vicross Horde or
Not Manfred?
sorry. If you're going massive Horde, you just go Vicross, it's better. And then Castelli for like heavy armor. Those are the main 2 builds probably. Because the thing is with well, I get it how you're doing the Horde. If you're gonna go mainly like if you're going the majority of dire wolves, then definitely Virkos. Then there might be room for going Manfred if you're going zombies and stuff. But Virkos is just good, right? Because you get 2 amazing named characters with them.
Well, you get Radikal the Beast, and you get what's her name?
I don't know.
Belladama
But
Volga.
she's like the only one of the wizards that can cast twice, right?
The other one that can cast twice is Manfred, and Neferata probably, but her days should
Neferata,
be from this, which is weird. So yeah, we'll have a look at Belladama because obviously, she was something that was shown off. Cast 2. She has the Lycan Curse, which is a spell. Pick a casting value of 7. Pick an enemy unit within 18. Takes D3 mortal wounds. If any models are slain, by removing the last slain model, you can add 1 unit of dire wolves to your army. The number of models in the new unit must be equal to the number of models in the enemy unit that was slain by the spell, set up wholly within 3 inches of the slain model's unit, and then... Oh, yeah, within 3 inches, and then remove the slain model.
Neferata is not missing from the book, don't worry.
Oh, no, she's not missing from the book, but she's missing from the leak.
Oh, yeah, there's a few things.
Sheltok says, Belladama is actually broken, best scroll in the book by far. Well, let's have a look at it. Let's break it.
Belladama's insane.
Well, I mean, okay. On a 7, D3 all wounds to a unit, you're probably going to pick a unit that you know you can kill. That you're going to have at least potentially 1 to 2... Well, on average, you're getting 2 fucking dire wolves. And they start off in combat. Which is really funny.
Oh yeah, that's stupid
Because they're
good,
within
honestly.
3. I quite like that.
That's really strong against like Lumineth, honestly. You can just go, fuck you. You're in combat now with like their archers.
What else does she have?
Oh, it'll be annoying.
There's first of the
archers
Vicross,
won't kill them.
+1 to casting, dispelling, and unbinding for this model. And in addition, roll a dice before you allocate a wound or mortal wound to this model. If it's within 3 inches of a dire wolf, on a 3-up, the wound is allocated to one of those units instead. Under a killing moon, casting value of 6 if cast successfully until the next hero phase. If the unmodified hit roll of an attack made by a melee weapon by a friendly Soulblight Gravelord's unit, wholly within 12.
Wave Ward.
Gravelord's is wholly within 12 of the unit is 6.
Yeah.
Then it takes 2 hit. It makes 2 hits instead of 1 and make a wound and a save for each. That's really good for a 6. For just a flat 6, just like on a 6.
Right.
You know,
It's not really good. It's completely insane.
That's bonkers.
Yeah, you don't pick a unit, right?
Yeah.
It's
It's
any
anyone,
attack from a unit wholly within 12 inches of you.
Yeah,
But
because
it's
then
not
obviously,
like great.
with a 10-inch move, you're going to be able to maneuver her pretty easily into a position where she can do that.
Silly, because it's not like it doesn't say summonable. It is any unit in your entire list.
Yeah.
Has exploding sixes when they're wholly within 12 of it. Stupid.
Some bestial blood knights charging in.
And she can give the good pile-in to the wolves of the 6-inch range.
Yeah, for a command ability, you know. Like
that's strong. That's
with,
fucking strong.
you know, she's not necessarily a combat character because vampires don't tend to be combat characters. As weird as it is.
Oh no, undead in general.
Yeah, they're kind of more
undead in general.
Characters.
Yeah, your whole vibe of undead as an army or as a faction in 48 Sigmar is your characters all for support. Vampires are the most fighty ones, along with Flesh Eater.
I'm trying to find the wolves now. They're the wolves. Right.
Even I think even Nighthaunt, which have like a couple of kind of fighty characters, don't really have that many apart from. I think
the ones that only fight.
Right? I need to stop. I need to stop thinking in dwarvic squares. I need to be thinking in vampire circles. That's what it is.
So, here's the thing I'm interested in, though. Right, this is complete speculation bullshit now.
Yeah.
So there's a rumor for 3rd edition that sergeant units or champions can give orders, command abilities, right?
Mm-hmm.
They can use command abilities.
Okay.
So the direwolves have a champion.
One in every
that makes
10.
sense.
One in
that
every
makes
10.
so much sense.
That's funny.
+1 attack with the fangs, and then +1 to hit and wound if they made a charge.
Well, but the thing is, though, all of the sergeants in these things, I think, are called champions.
Yeah, they're labeled under because I was when it was leaked, not leaked, when they were showing it on Warhammer Community, they were like on Blood Knights. They were saying like things like it was listed champion mount and I think
Graveguard,
musician. The way they, and if I just check the Luminous book,
I'm just scrolling up to find the Blood Knights. I've probably gone past them. I've definitely gone past them. Fuck.
Blood Knights are
like further down, yeah.
So yeah, if I'm right, usually those have names, right? So like in Lumineth you have like the something Seneschal, that's the sergeant.
Oh yeah, no, because it specifically says champion. One model in this unit can be a Castellan. +1 attack to the blade.
So in old rules, the rule would be called Castellan.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure.
But now it's called the champion.
What unit are you looking at for reference?
Blood Knights.
So if I look at Blood Knights, I might be completely wrong here because I haven't checked Blood Knights. But if I'm right, yeah, they're called Castellan in the old rules. No, and like mount is a keyword, right? There are rules in the core rulebook for how mounts work. Standard Bearer and Musician have also got keys like this. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean there'll be rules for them, but Champion is 100% becoming a thing, and Champion will 100% be like, you can do a command ability.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the sounds of things, from what would we say.
So the same example for like Hex Wraiths is they've got Mount and they've got Hellwraith.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a champion now, right?
Instead of champion, yeah.
Yeah. So it's interesting that all of these things they had champion, because at the end of the day, this is a book written for 3rd edition.
That's true. We've got to take a lot of the oddities with this book. We need to take into consideration.
It's written down as well in the same way that fly is written down on a data sheet, which says this model can fly.
Yeah.
Fly at the start of it.
Yeah.
You know, the champion's going to be something, which is cool.
I think Avengoria are kind of good.
What makes you say that? Hot take.
Because I wouldn't take more than 3 big monsters.
Because obviously one of your big monsters is the vampire monster, yeah.
The Vengarian Lord?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think that's the monster keyword.
No, I mean Zombie Dragons or Terror Ghosts.
Oh, right, yeah.
Because they let you do a lot. So, essentially, you get to be able to reroll more or less all of your casting as long as you stay in the middle of the board.
Mm-hmm.
And the other two beasts are kind of cool in that one of them can run and charge and just essentially obliterate something if they want to.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one can every turn just kill a 1 wound model. But like,
Oh, you
it's
know,
a small little thing with the
cursed
cursed
mutations.
the cursed mutations.
Mhm.
But they've all got all of their like the 3 of their artifacts are all like once per battle things.
Yeah.
So that they can one of them is once per battle on a 3-up do d6 mortal wounds to something. It's not even anything specific, just something within you're in combat with.
That could be kind
It's
of
in-
spicy.
it is in the hero phase though.
Yeah. I think
That's a bit shit.
because we're getting quite close to the end, and obviously there was a lot of things. I think talking this through, because there's a lot of things that didn't make sense to me, but talking to you guys, I'm like, everything makes
Like,
sense now.
they're gonna be fun.
I can still play my Blood Knights, which is what I wanted.
Blood Knights are 100% one of the most fun things in this book.
Yeah, because I wanted my idea
easily.
was Blood Knights. I wanted a kind of a character to go with it, which would probably be the Vengorian Lord. I was thinking a White King because I wanted one, but the White King just kind of seems a bit.
Remember that Black Knights are summonable as well, so you
but
can
Black
do some
Knights
stuff with
apparently,
them.
I don't know. I don't know about Black Knights. See, I looked at them and I'm like, they didn't have a decent stat
How many
line.
points are they?
They're cheaper, obviously, but because you got the points there.
Yeah, trying to find. I hate the points list so much.
Yeah.
Black Knight, Battlefield Legion of Blood. 120 points for 5 is okay. It's like 10 points cheaper than.
I'd rather have more zombies.
X-rays.
They're 10 points cheaper than Hex Wraiths and Dawn Rider, and Dawn Riders being the peak example.
Yeah.
They're nowhere
think
near as good at. They're nowhere near as good as Dawn Riders. So yeah, they're a bit
They're,
I know
shit.
they're nowhere
necromancers are
near
gonna
as good as
be-
Hex Wraith.
I know necromancers are basically autumn includes because of Dance Macabre. Because
Yeah,
it's
they always have been.
Oh yeah,
let me have a
and
look.
that's even better now.
Vord
Dance Macabre's be
Dry-
only your face.
Okay, yeah. So Vampire Lord on a Zombie Dragon, which gets similar rules to Vordry, 435. Vordry, 455.
Yeah, that makes that silly.
That's I'd rather just take Vordry.
They take both.
I don't think I'd take both in. I'd probably only
If you
have
ta-
just Vordry.
If you take both, that's your battalion for 2 Vampire Lords.
That's true, actually. That's pretty
You can-
pricey, though. Because Blood Knights by
Yeah, but-
themselves, they're 195 points for 5. You know, and I want 20. of them.
George, how close was I saying 200 points?
Yeah.
They
Pretty
did the
close.
fucking. They added the 5 increments in to throw me off.
Yeah. Let me.
I was
where's
never gonna
also-
guess that,
where's
right?
Nagash on this? Because he's in here. Where is he?
He's in there, but I think
Nagash,
he's just
Supreme Lord of the
Nagash.
Undead, 975 points.
Is that more than he is now, or
That's
slightly
more.
less?
That is more than what he was.
It's a lot more. It's a lot more. I think.
He was
It's
like
Was he
6 points more.
800?
It was less
Yeah, I
than
think
that,
so.
I think. He was like 750 something.
I'm
See how much he
confused
is in
because he
this.
got his ass handed to him in Techless. What's he doing?
He's still Nagash, though,
I
right?
I guess this
yeah.
is probably this book probably takes place before then, I guess, because these are the armies they should have always had.
Oh, wait, Nagash
like-
isn't in the book, never mind.
Like Nagash, like
Yeah.
Manfred should have always had this army. It's not new,
Yeah.
right? That's the thing.
Also, I want to
So
point out
maybe that's
Radikar in his beast form is 315 points. Why?
Yeah, it should be scary.
Let me have a look at him quick before we'll look at Radikar and then we'll.
He comes with wolves, doesn't he?
So Radikar.
Yeah,
Radikar the
that's why.
Beast. So 8-inch move, 12 wounds with a 4-up save, 10 bravery. Yeah, that seems fair. He's a character. Blood Slit Claws, 2-inch range, 6 attacks, 3s, -1 flat 2 damage. And then a Piercing Blade, 1-inch, 6 attacks, 3s, -1 d3 damage. So he's got 12 attacks, this fucker. If it's included in the Soulblight army, which with the Vikos Dynasty, this model is treated as a general, in addition to the model to the model being chosen as the general. Which I think that makes sense, because if you pick a no-name character to be a general, everyone still gets there as if they are the general thing. I can kind of see that making sense. He also has the companion, which he gets the Bloodborne, which are not the wolves, but they like the half vampire wolfy people.
The Bloodborne.
Well, these ones, the Vicross Bloodborne, which 3 attacks, 3s, -1
Soulblight.
d3, and they have a 5-up feeling of pain, 3 wounds, 10-inch move, 6-up save. So, okay, cool. He has some friends. What does he have? Bounding Charge. You can run and charge. Pretty much most of the Vycross stuff can run and charge. Because that's kind of the point. You know, your wolfy stuff. If it slays a model, then it heals D3 back at the end of the combat phase. Makes sense. Flat -1 to hit him. Subtract 1 from hit rolls. Unleash Ferocity. If an attack made by the claws is a 6, it does 2 mortal wounds to the target, and then the attack sequence ends. Cool. And he has 2 command abilities. He has the Call of the Hunt, which is at the start of the combat phase, pick a friendly model within this command ability that's made a charge move in that turn, +1 attack to the melee weapons used by friendly Soulblight Gravelord units wholly within 18 of that model until the end of the phase. So he picks himself. Anyone wholly within 18 of him is +1 attack. Really good. And they cannot benefit from this command ability once per phase, but that still allows you to, for that zombie unit that you've got, your 40-man zombie unit that somehow made it to combat, getting loads of fucking attacks. You know, because you can stack it on a few different people. Vampire Lords can give it, Radikar can give it, etc. Second one is Mustering Howl. Use a command ability once per battle at the end of the movement phase. If you do so, you can add 1 unit of 10 dire wolves to your army. They must be set up wholly within 12 inches of this model, and then more than 9 inches away from the enemy. That doesn't count as reinforcements, does it?
Doesn't count the what? Sorry.
The wolves. If you summon them, that doesn't count for the summoning reinforcement points, does it?
Reinforcement points don't exist.
Reinforcement points.
They just appear, or do you have to pay extra?
You've already paid for them, basically.
Yeah.
They're part of the model.
That's why he costs so much.
Ah, right. Okay, that's what I mean. So, it's a once per battle thing. So
existed in 5th edition.
But hey, here is 20 wounds, because how many wounds is a wolf?
2 wounds, yeah. It's
yeah,
20 wounds, dude.
20 wounds. It's just like boink. There they are.
Dire wolves are fantastic.
Blinkers.
That thing, like a lot of people saying, "Oh, this book is bad." Like, it's not bad. It's not like
20 wounds with a 5-up save with a 6-up field-up pain is pretty good.
That's really good.
I guess when people say, "Oh, this is a bad book," it's when you're looking at things which are currently absolutely bonkers in terms of existing codexes, and you look at this one where it's not at those levels, but it's in a reasonable position in terms of
it's like,
just in general. Like, it's, as they said, it's a mid-tier book. It's not amazing. It's not super busted, but it's also not dog shit. You know,
like,
it's in a
they
good
were
spot.
because they were, right? Legion of Gash was complete garbage. It was a really bad book. And like, this is a good book, honestly. It's like, but people are like, competitively, sure, if you look at the competitive scene, it's not a book that's going to change anything.
It's
not going to change anything.
They turn up at tournaments.
They will turn up at tournaments, and and I think there's potential to do well at tournaments, because the Blood Knights are fucking hard to kill.
Yeah,
really difficult.
I think they're gonna do certain things.
Yeah. And they're gonna
very well.
place the missions very well, probably, because they're gonna have so many bodies.
Yeah, true.
But
like,
they're not like
groundbreaking. Imagine trying to get through like 3 units of Deadwalker zombies,
and then Blood Knights running around as well.
To be fair, just having like a Terrorgeist and then like surrounded by zombies, trying to kill that Terrorgeist while it's just screaming things to death, it's gonna be really difficult.
That's why I want to take Vordry, because his scream is better. He has the better scream because his dragon is named. It's one of, if not the strongest of bin books.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. But like, I wouldn't say it's got a lot of bin units, but I wouldn't say it's bin tier book. It's just straight up middle of the road, which is fine. And like, it's just a case of it's not as good as Seraphon or Daughters of Cain or something, right? But it's better.
I think this will probably be a good thing to throw at Daughters of Cain, because you have loads of zombies that they have to get through.
They'll get through those zombies.
Daughters of Cain
40
are
of them.
stupid good. It's the I forget the name of the unit. That's really good.
Because also, you got to think Deathless Minions exist.
Inner Eye Heart Renders.
Yeah, no, I think it's the Snake, isn't it? I don't fucking remember. I haven't played too much as Daughters of Cain specifically.
Yeah.
But someone will say now.
Yeah.
Is it Blood Sisters? It's not the Blood Sisters, isn't it?
Sunset's on. Don't worry. Obviously, don't worry about Type Man. It's like, we know you're here. We appreciate you. We love you. And the corpse cards, corpse cards are kind of fucking strong. The thing is that after talking with these 2 guys, I'm like, I think I will stick to the vampires. I do want to get them.
that's a thought.
It's the
Mhm.
Bloodstalkers, I think, Judge. Are really
You
strong.
you could take a corpse cart, and it gives you like +1 to cast for like everybody around you. Casting
Yep.
is so easy for vampires.
Yeah, because there's the Lodestone and the Balefire. The Balefire is -1 to cast to wizards within 18
Yeah.
inches of the
I think
corpse
the
cart.
Lodestone's the
And
positive
the
one? Can't remember.
the Lodestone is +1
Yeah.
to cast for any wizard within 12.
Yeah,
Very
but
good.
there's definitely a few builds you can do with them, which is good at the end of the day.
I think this will
you
be
know?
fun. Like at the same time,
Mhm.
I'm starting this and Stormcast about the same time, but luckily
Like-
I can at least play TTS to play a
Yeah.
lot of this before I go
Mhm.
too deep.
It's like, will they be better than Ogre tribes? Fuck no. No, because
No.
Ogre tribes are stupid. Will they be better than
Ogres!
Zinch? No, because Zinch can go, I don't need to roll dice, I fucking got
Get fucked.
stupid.
So yeah, as soon as I see the comboing,
Yeah,
so strong.
I went making wolf pulling sled corpse cards for Vycross. Yeah, no, Radicar's gonna be bonkers strong because like with
Rat
with
Prince,
that
though.
you're taking both the name characters. You're taking Radicar, you're taking Belladonna. Like
It might be
without
too many
fucking
points, I don't
question.
actually know, but you could,
Wolves.
you probably do.
Wolves.
Because the wolves are so
Wolves.
cheap.
I know, the thing is, things are so expensive, but you also could just go, I'm just gonna fill it in with zombies.
Yeah, exactly that, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely gonna
Oh, I
agree to
don't have
this.
enough bodies. Oh wait, I'm playing death.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think the
there's
one
definitely
annoying
a few
thing is, to be
problems
fair,
with
what
it.
I'm probably gonna do is when it comes to the Cursed City stuff, not the Cursed City, the Underworld stuff when it arrives. Obviously, I can be like, oh look, I can run the Cursed City group, not Cursed City, Underworld. I keep getting the two mixed up for some reason.
Oh shit,
Was
yeah.
the Crimson Court. But no, I'm just gonna keep like, no, this is a Vampire Lord and this is a Vampire Lord. Fuck you.
Yeah, why not? That's
Because
fine.
I just want multiple Vampire Lords.
Actually,
Because
Yeah,
if I only
The
run
Vampire
two of
Lord
them-
mini is nice, but they have one pose, right?
Yeah, it's one model.
That's annoying.
So I'd
They
rather
should-
just
they-
use.
it's not like that.
I'd rather because obviously you have to run them together, but I'd like now I'll just bring them
To be-
separately.
I can see, the more I think about it, I can see why they did the whole collection thing of Piss City, because they usually do that type of stuff.
Mhm.
But it kind of falls apart when they've got the what's his face in a different, bigger model, and he's outside the box, right? He can go by himself.
The thing is
Why
though,
he-
as well,
why
you
can't-
you can't.
Why
No, you
can't
can't
he take
take.
the Gravekeeper with him?
Uh,
Can you take both? Yes.
no, you can't.
Why not?
It's if you look in the points.
Does it say?
Yeah, it does.
Shit.
You can't have them on the
Ah.
battlefield at the same time.
Yeah, you're right. That's like.
I already checked that. I'm like, wait, you could have two Radicars? No, it's
Yeah,
Radical the
the
Beast.
reason they put-
Unique. This
they
model
probably
cannot
know-
be part of the same army as Radical the Wolf.
I'm just saying. It's not
Mm.
long until they fucking FAQ it for the Marathi book then.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Because at the moment, if you go City to Sigmar and you go Harkaran, you can take two Marathis in your list.
Oh,
you can
that seems wrong. You shouldn't be able to do that.
You can because it's two separate data sheets. It's
Yes,
the,
I understand it's two separate data sheets, but that makes no fucking sense.
yeah, it's so stupid.
That needs to be changed. I mean,
Rapid Cane and the Shadow
I need to have a thing. The one thing that's annoying is that we don't know what the skeletons do, and the skeletons are cheaper than the zombies.
Yeah, that is annoying.
It's slightly
Like-
annoying
like one of the
because
key units.
sad I can't take the
Yeah.
Gravekeeper separate. Yeah, it is kind of a shame. All of that stuff, even like the Varg Skier, the Bloodborne, but which is weird because like Radikar the Beast comes with the Bloodborne, but
It's like
It's
a
not-
£40 game.
yeah, it seems weird. Yeah, the skeletons, I would love to know what they did, but they cap out 30 and they're a lot cheap. They're cheaper than. It's like okay, I could take Fellbats for 75 points, or I could take 10 skeletons for 85 for 10 points extra.
I feel
think
that
the
cheap.
diff-
They're just gonna be fucking absolute fodder, and it's gonna be great.
Mm.
I think the skeletons will fight better than the zombies, but they won't do the mortal wounds and they won't heal as much,
Yeah.
which is why the zombies are more expensive.
Yeah, but I think to be honest, most people are going to pick all the zombies. It's
Probably. I don't know. Skeletons might be good.
Wait,
Because
the,
you'll be able to take blocks of 30 really easily.
yeah.
Skeletons used to be really good.
Yeah,
That used to
that's
be the
that's
main
the thing
one.
is we don't know. Obviously,
Do you know- do you
Graveguard
know
is bonkers with this. With some of the
Old
buffs they can get.
skeletons used to be able to raise D6 extra skeletons in the hero phase. I'm not
Yeah.
sure they do that at the moment. But that was
No, I think
massive.
you're right. I think that was a thing they did because also to do with grave sites. But then you've got Graveguard as well, which are summonable.
Yeah, but it might have been first edition is what I meant. Like that might not be a thing anymore.
Right. Yeah, but no, I think if people are going with this, especially like I think you've got a myriad of options available to you. There's just some things in the middle which are kind of like
Oh, we have the new skeleton rules are on on the app because of Curse City, I think.
No, those are the. Oh, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. You'd have to check.
Yes, those are just
But
skeletons,
to be fair,
right?
we've been talking about
I
this too
don't
much.
know.
We've been talking about this for long enough. We've gone way over the time. So we're gonna start wrapping it up here. Overall, though, it's not a it's a good book. It's not a broken book. It's not a terrible book, but it's a middle of the road. This is an Age of Sigmar book, and if
I
you
think
play
it's
it, you can have some good
but they're not
fun.
massive.
I
Yeah.
think it's a very
Negligible. There's ways around it. There's ways to build.
The main problems are things like the Coven Throne should be cheaper, right? That's about it.
I don't
like
think you
that
can
more,
take skeletons anymore. It's either zombies or Graveguard. No, there are Death Rattle skeletons, because that's also what you can pre-order on Saturdays, a box of skellies. So, but in this leak specifically, they're Wall Scrolls not there. Neither is Neferata's, so... Yeah.
They're in the point list, right
Yeah,
at the top.
exactly. So, I mean, yeah, we'll go from there. But, I mean, there's not much extra. I'm probably going to I'm going to pre-order my stuff
probably
anyway.
not.
I'm still going to pre-order it. I want to take the White King in Vicros, making him the first general, and then take the Graveguard as battle line. That's a fair point, actually. Because, yeah, Graveguard are just good. So, being able to build around that, and then you've got all these wolves who are also doing their own thing, and the Graveguard is summonable, so you can up them as well and make them better.
Man,
That's pretty
Graveguard
spicy.
hits quite nicely.
Yeah. So to be fair, I think a lot of my bugbears with this was more just from me not understanding Sigmar flat out. So I'm probably still going to pick up this. I still want to go with my Blood Knights. I'm hoping the TTS will get updated, so I can definitely try the book out and play against one of these guys and try the army and really get my teeth into it. Haha.
Well, for cavalry army, because I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, big cavalry
final
charges. But, yeah.
Luminous.
You can give Graveguard all of them weapons that do 2 damage each.
Yeah, because you can build them that way.
That's nuts.
Yeah, it's kind of spicy.
That's nuts.
Yeah. But is there anything else we want to mention here before we go? Those new guys are too damn well geared to be skeletons. That's true. But hey, fuck it. I am.
Oh yeah, they look better than Graveguard.
Yeah, well, Graveguard look like ass in comparison. But yeah, we'll go from there. Yeah. Any other things? I was gonna say about the Discord, but I haven't got the link on the Twitch yet, so we'll just wait until I stream another day and put that up. The Discord's ready. It's coming. We just need I just need to put the links up because I forgot to do that.
We'll do it Saturday. Maybe do a little stream Saturday. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, I might stream tomorrow because got my Liberators turning up. So might do a hobby thing Friday night, but also Saturday afternoons. Sounds like a good time. We could do a joint. We'll do a joint hobby stream. I think that'll be good.
I did some Liberators the other day.
Nice. All right, yeah. We'll call it there. So make sure to follow us on Twitch. Find us all in the doobie-doos, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. What else am I missing? I'm pretty sure that's it. Yeah. Look at our watch our most recent video. The competitive chat with Tom Layton is really good. I worked really hard on that. So give it a watch and subscribe and follow and do all the things. We're hoping to try and get
on Duolingo.
Oh no, that cursed owl. Our first goal is that we're going to want to try and hit 50 followers on Twitch. We're hoping we can get there pretty soon. And then hopefully we can go for affiliate, and we're going to try and get some emotes going. We're getting them commissioned, so yeah, keep an eye out for things on that. Apart from that, I've been Gaz, and I've been joined by John, who's now asleep, Alex and George.
John. Yep.
Salute for John. And a big thank you very much for watching.
And rat swarms.
And rat swarms.
And bat swarms. All swarmers.
Rat swarms exist.
They're going to them.
They're not.
They're not going. George's entire army relies on it.
No, I've never used rat swarms. Not very good.
Oh, I thought. Oh no, sorry, giant rats. I mean,
giant rats.
I keep getting the two confused. Yeah, right. But I think that's everything else. We shall see you hopefully on Saturday. Do a painting stuff on Saturday. I really want to do painting stream. Yeah, we'll do some hobby. We'll do some Saturday hobbying, and we'll see you then. So apart from then, see you all next week or Saturday or whenever you decide to watch this again.
Yeah.
Bye.